Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. How are my 4 favorite players in the world doing today?
We're good.
It is what it is.
I'm great.
Excellent.
Yep, doing good.
Excellent. Where last we... well, no, sorry. Before we talk about where last we left our party, does anyone have any seafaring or piracy facts for us?
Not this week, but I will tomorrow or next week.
I've got a somewhat interesting shower thought that maybe you'd not considered.
If it has to do with eye patches.
It doesn't, no.
Okay.
It's equally fascinating, though, when you think about it. So, especially in the past, most boats were made out of wood, yeah? But almost universally, all wood comes from trees, and trees only grows on land. It's just quite funny that something that grows on land would make up all the boats.
Yeah.
Very good, Nick.
Yeah,
It
no,
is
that's
fascinating that boats are not made of kelp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You'd think to be made out of turtles or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you 0.5% for that. It's a mildly interesting shower thought regarding the ocean.
thank you. I'm
Yeah.
taking it. You absolutely better believe it.
Yeah.
A
That was
minor
pretty legit.
fact about peg legs is that it was actually more likely for soldiers to have peg legs than sailors because they were just on their way home on the boat after being at war. And that's where that association comes from. Just seeing a bunch of soldiers coming home from war on the boat with peg legs.
Yeah, look at that.
Ah.
Look at that.
There you go. Not quite, trees don't grow in the sea.
It's not quite.
But it's...
Yeah, I just don't know if
I'll
I can
take what
trust
you
you on
get.
this one. Go ahead and take 0.5% as well. I feel suspicious
You can
about
look-
this
you know
pirate
what?
fact.
Google peg leg right now. Double or nothing if I'm wrong.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Egg leg. Mm-hmm. And where on the Wikipedia article is this stuff?
Yeah, which part of the wiki?
Yeah, because Wikipedia is the only thing on the internet. We all know.
It's the only thing we can all agree we trust.
True.
Let's see here. Oh shit, where's it go? I had it earlier. Wait, it's been edited. They've changed the wiki. They've changed it. Where the fuck did I read this? I actually Googled it. Oh my god. Did I
No
read that like
XP.
half asleep? Alright, I'll take no XP.
Yeah, it seemed a little sketch. The other things that you have told me sounded believable, even if it, conflicted with what I knew. This one just has an air, a smell about it,
No, because I looked up, right? Now maybe I was half asleep because I'm like a little bit sick, but I looked up peg legs, right? And I was like, okay, right, this is like an okay, because I wanted to be like, I could do a fact about Wiley because I don't have time for a real fact. And I looked up like hooked hands, so that's like not really a thing that was invented by the guy who made up Peter Pan. Like hooked hands weren't really a pirate thing either. So I was like, peg legs and hooked hands, it's all bullshit. And like what it actually was about was like wounded soldiers. And now I can't find the fact, and now I feel dumb.
It's just that there's so many more soldiers than sailors in general. Like there's more land people than there are sea people. It kind of sounds true, but it would imply that like the peg legs are associated with the boats because sailors always came home on a boat. And unless you're in the UK, that doesn't seem to be accurate.
Well,
Not that the
just to
UK didn't have
counter that
land
argument,
wars.
I think there would have been times in history where there wouldn't have been that many more soldiers than there were sailors, especially if you're including just anyone who works on a boat, not military boats. Because standing armies really weren't that large back in the day.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But you'd only get legs lost when there was a war going on, so it's not about the standing army size.
You don't know how people lost their legs.
I mean, that's
But, I
true.
mean,
but if we're talking
but
about
say-
soldiers, then apparently it's war related. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the non-soldiers outnumber them 1,000 to 1.
I assume cannons is how people lost legs, right?
I think just infection, and people didn't know what to do other than just like chop it off. If you think like American Civil War, it's like, oh yeah, you got shot in the foot, we're gonna take your leg. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, I've got
Give you a ball.
an interesting fact that you might have already heard. That's not to do with pirates or anything, so I'm not expecting XP. I don't know, you might have heard this, but Vikings used to make really, really strong onion soup. And they had limited medicine, so if you had a stomach wound, they wouldn't want to waste their medicine on you if your stomach was ruptured, because you'd never survive anyway. So they'd feed you this really strong onion soup, and if within the next hour you could smell onions, off the person, it meant that their stomach was ruptured, and therefore there was no point giving them medicine.
Whoa.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to
Horrific.
say. I mean, it might be worth some XP. Who knows? Maybe it's worth XP and seems to score it.
You know, the Vikings were sailors, so why don't you take a whole percentage point? You know, we'll put that
That's
together
true.
with the other one, and you'll get like. That's pretty great.
That's
That's
perfect.
big for you, Nick.
Yeah.
That is big for me.
Okay, wait, hold on. Can I? Let's say I make up a fact and I can run it past you, and you don't realize that it's fake. Can I get like deception XP?
I already did that.
I
already
mean-
got him with the eye patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it happens all the time.
This is amazing. This opens a whole new landscape of bullshit for me.
You really got to meta the experience factor of this game. All right, but enough is enough. Where last we left, our party had just surrendered themselves to the sailors on the sea, and were going to be taken to the jail in Redport. Is that about right?
Nope. Absolutely not.
I'm sorry.
Well, we
Well-
had surrendered ourselves to them for help. And then, in a perfectly executed and planned strategy, John, directed his crew and basically overthrew the enemy, capturing the ship, killing all their leaders, and forcing their men to surrender.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, you now have the Forbidden Fruit is the name of this ship. And you have a whole bunch of prisoners. You've got what appears to be 7 Marines and like 40 sailors or something. 30 sailors. A whole bunch of sailors.
So, are we coming in just as they surrender?
Yes. I do believe that Thale was planning on going to patch up Maribeth's wounds because she's on the brink of death.
Yes.
Yes, I just stabilized John, and I was looking. Look, anyone who's not like
Right.
James.
dead yet, I'm stabilizing. Or sorry, James, not John. Yeah, no, John didn't get knocked.
No.
So I'm standing in front of these 7 guys who just mere moments earlier had surrounded me and were attacking me from all angles. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, friends, as per the condition of your surrender here, I will make sure to escort you guys all to Arcadia, where we were originally headed. You'll be all free to go about your daily lives, as per the conditions of the surrender. But you, I say, pointing to one of the ones who, nicked the health off me that I've lost here. I'm afraid you, my friend, have crossed the line, and I will draw my rapier and take a few steps towards this man. How does he react?
He swings his cutlass to face you and puts himself in a fighting stance.
Absolutely. Fucking make a circle. Let's go. I'm gonna kill this guy.
The other soldiers all still have their swords, but they were in the act of surrendering. And
Yeah.
you did just call out the one guy. I'll
did.
give them a... This is like a shame check more than a morale check. You know, like, are they going to leave their friend to be singled out and killed while they're still armed? Yeah, they botched the fuck out of that one. There's no way. They drop their swords to the ground and back up. Sale, you're gonna have to push your way through the crowd if you want to save Mary Beth in time. Whoops.
I will start shoving, saying, "Get out of the way or die,
Yep.
or you
Yep.
will suffer."
They
Can I,
will
pick
make
up a
room.
rapier off the ground.
They have cutlasses, so you can pick up a cutlass off the ground.
Fine.
Alrighty.
Do I get a -1 with that?
If you are non-proficient, you are -2.
Well, I'm a fighter though, and it's similar to a.
A rapier is a
I'd use.
thrusty thrust. A cutlass is a slashy slash. So it's a
-2 then.
-2.
And it's D6 damage.
It is D6 flat.
Okay.
The Marine will square off against you and narrow his eyes. Is this how you treat surrendering men?
Just the ones who go out of their way to kill me.
Roll me initiative. All right, both of you are here sparring off with each other. In the course of combat, we're not just rolling for the one attack you make and emit. There's lots of feints and darts and, attempted attacks and sorts of baits and lures. And our two people here will spar for a minute before Captain John Winters makes the first real thrust of the battle.
Slice him with my cutlass.
And he will parry it, the blow to the side gently, and riposte against your face.
Wait, no. Hang on, just wait for a second. I also do my offhand. 15.
I thought you have an offhand?
You're fucked.
I had a dagger, and I picked up a cutlass. So now
Okay.
I've got an offhand. So, that hits, right?
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, for 4 damage. And then, after I strike him, and he comes back with his cutlass, I raise my offhand up to block the attack. And I do block the attack. Yeah, it's so badass! Oh my god, this guy's fucked.
You slash with the
wait.
sword, he tries to block it and then lean into you, but your dagger's there waiting for him, and he leans right into the dagger as his blow comes across your face, and you toss it over your head and to the side, and he ends up like stumbling towards this side of the deck. You clear some space, and he's able to catch himself and turn around, now with a huge wound on his left side as he stumbles
Wait, I
back
don't-
and forth.
A lower natural roll than the attacker's block. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Archie
Okay.
will cheer for the captain.
I'm right.
I'll jeer for the captain and call out 5 gold on the captain to lose.
No one will take your bet.
18, that's a hit with the offhand for another 4.
Yep. What is this? Explain it to me, because he's just recovered over near the railing. What does it look like? It's 18 and 4.
I think he's stumbling, right? And I bring my cutlass in a big, like, overhead arcing strike. It's a bit clumsy, you see, I'm not used to using a cutlass. And he brings his up to block it, but because he's like stumbling, he loses his footing a little bit, sort of stumbles, and then just as he's stumbling down, my left hand comes in with the dagger in the side of his neck. Blood spurts out the side of his neck, and then I will like push him over the edge of the boat into the sea. And then I'll
he
throw the
floats
cutlass
away.
on the ground and sheath my dagger. Right. At least that's that was. Okay. The rest of you, you're free to tend to your wounds and get back to whatever you were doing. I will have no mercy for anyone who I find plotting against me whilst we're on this ship. You have my word that all of you, if you make it to Arcadia, shall be released safely, with no harm from me or my men.
Or you can work for us.
All that. If you wish to stay, if you want to stay with us, then come and have a chat with me in the captain's quarters before we make land, and I will part my way through these people here, clutching the keys that I've picked up off the dead captain, and make my way into the captain's quarters.
No one will follow you.
The two of you.
Yeah,
Give you
okay.
a pat on the back and congratulations, Captain. You finally got your own quarters.
I know. Look at this. It's amazing. I'm sure there's got to be some rum in here somewhere. I start like opening drawers looking for rum.
Let's see. 14 on the die. You do find 3 bottles, 2 of rum, well, 1.5 of rum, and 1 of whiskey.
There any locked boxes or anything in here?
There are locked boxes on this ship. Yes, there's a foot locker at the end of the captain's bed that's locked up, and then the actual desk has all sorts of like has a drawer that is locked on it as well.
I'll let the captain try them.
Yeah, I mean, does she have like one key, or has she got like a ring of keys?
It's a ring, yeah.
Oh, you have the keys. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
so
the keys.
first
You
off,
can open
I
all
will-
these.
Yeah, I'll just pour us a drink. I'll kick back in her chair, feet on the desk. To a successful mission, Milram.
I'll give you a cheers.
Yeah.
And to our eternal souls, huh?
Indeed, of course.
I was right. And I'll
How
give
about
you-
what?
Well, you remember the god? He's a dragon.
Oh,
He's not actual. Yeah.
are you saying that because Sail
We're out
can't
here,
use
he
his
doesn't have any
magic?
powers. Yeah.
That is suspicious, I suppose. I don't know enough about it to make a call, but I guess it doesn't make. I've never seen another cleric lose their powers like that.
No one will take a swig.
Well, the more you know.
Back
And,
on the top
yeah.
deck of the ship, there are these 6 Marines, and they still all have their cutlasses. And there's the sailors who are in the masts and in the other area and that are, standing about. And then there's the sailors who have been woken up by the commotion who are downstairs through this grate, either looking up or have, come up and are looking out some of the doors to what's happening on the deck. with Sale and Archie now, and I guess you could have brought Mary Beth and James, to a safe spot out of the way. And Sale and Archie, you've been left on the deck with the people who are still reeling from the shock of what has happened and trying to sort out what the fuck is going on. Do they maintain their current course? Do they trim the sails and wait here in the water? What do we do with the Marines? Do they get to keep their weapons? Everyone is in a bit of confusion. And naturally, they look to the two of you.
Well, gentlemen and ladies, it seems like there's been a small power shift on this boat. I know that can always be a little bit confusing, but luckily, our first in command, Sale here, is going to be able to tell you exactly what to do.
Everyone turns and looks at Sale.
I will turn to Archie and say, as my esteemed associate here, Archie had said, I, in fact, will definitely be able to tell you guys what to do. In the meantime, I would like my two comrades here, and I'll indicate the guys who've been knocked out, to be brought to your infirmary, or a makeshift infirmary to be made, where they can be kept safe to recover. And anybody who is wounded, I will assist attending their wounds if they so desire. But in terms of whether or not and where we're going, or whether you get to keep your weapons, you're probably going to have to talk to the captain about that. Speaking of, and I'll quickly dash towards the captain's quarters.
Sale rabbles off a whole bunch of instructions to the people assembled, and then heads to the captain's quarters. And the Marines are like, I think he said we should keep our weapons until the captain says otherwise, right? I don't know. He said talk to the captain. The captain didn't say anything. Right? They just start to sheathe them, and the Marines will go inside inside the room that used to be the officers' mess, observing the dead bodies and carnage, and talk amongst themselves. Over here, Archie, there's some sailors left, and they come onto the deck and look around at you. One of them will approach and say, did I hear that right? Is the captain dead?
Yeah, he's dead as fuck, boy.
And the other officers?
I think they are too.
Do we still get paid?
I mean, maybe? You're gonna have to talk to Captain Winters about that.
All right. The sailors head back to the other sailors. Those that were doing the jobs do as Sale says, and I think very shortly the whole crew gathers in the new captain's quarters. For now, this very back section is sort of like an office with a little desk. There is a bed over in this corner.
Nice.
Like a wardrobe over here, a small sitting table with some chairs for some guests in the middle. And the party can gather around in that table or near the desk and look amongst themselves in this finely decorated room. It's got a chandelier with places for small candles. It's got a bunch of nice windows with beautiful glaze on them, and a little picture of forbidden fruit hanging down in stained glass on the backs of the windows. This place is nice.
Wait, let me set a scene here though. So Nilrim sat on the bed, right? We've been drinking, and I'm rifling through the drawers and chests in this place. Just as Sale, do you knock on the door or do you just come in?
I probably don't have enough respect for you as a captain to knock. So I just barge in.
Okay, so my head flips as I open this one drawer in the chest of drawers. Ah, Sale, thanks for knocking. And I turn my head back to the chest of drawers, and just so happens to be the late captain's undergarments. And I say, Sale, look, there's something here for you. And I throw a pair of her underwear at him.
I'll catch them and then drop them to the floor.
Ungrateful.
Captain, you're gross.
Come on, have a drink. Is Archie out there?
Yeah, Archie's out there. I think the crew needs instruction. they're asking a lot of questions that I don't have answers for. They're like, they want to know where we're going. Are they being paid? Someone asked about like, is the poop deck changed? I don't know what's going on. People have got questions.
Okay, I get it. Well, we're going to Arcadia. What's the name of that town again, Neil? Not Redport.
Redport.
No, not
Weatherlight.
Redport. Weatherlight. We're heading off to Redport, dropping some people off there. Then we're heading to Weatherlight. So if they want to carry on to Weatherlight, they can, or they can leave at Redport. That's fine. Anything else?
Can we have the Arcadia map up?
Yeah. At this moment, Archie steps on in.
Archie,
Screams.
take a drink. I'm pouring a bottle out for us. When Archie walks in, I'll like grab another bottle and like throw him the whole bottle.
I'm afraid to talk because I feel like it's gonna blow everything out. I'm sorry.
Just you just talk quietly, with a
No, let me just get a headset mic real quick. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, so he drinks the rum that I throw him.
My drink, Captain.
No.
Yeah, no, I poured you a drink. The three of us have drinks in glasses, but Archie
You've already
drinks
drank
in
two.
a bottle.
Yeah.
No wonder I can't tell.
No
I
one
will say,
pull a big map out, throw it on the desk.
I'll say I want to go back to the Dardanelles. I don't want to go to Redport. I don't want to go to Arcadia. I don't want to go to wherever.
We gotta go to Arcadia. We gotta drop off the fine horse. We gotta drop off the sailors, and we gotta go to Weatherlight to get more people.
Sail, I'm sorry, am I sitting in your quarters right now?
yeah, you are, Captain.
All right.
Like, this is a point of contention. And I'll lay my rapier on the table. I'm going back to the Dardanelles. You don't know what it's like to be disconnected from your power. Imagine if you, and I'll like.
He doesn't have any powers. He does.
I'll think for a second and be like, imagine if you didn't have your hat, Captain. How would you feel?
And in the middle of this impassioned speech, as he says, like, how would you, if you didn't have your hat, how would you feel? Like that last sound, his eyes go wide and like he spits up and chokes on a small amount of water. And like you stumble forward and your lungs, they feel heavy and wet. And Archie, who's also just walked into the room, has to like grab hold of the door frame as he begins to cough, like hacking cough, and starts spitting up water.
Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you two? Archie,
know.
you wounded?
I don't feel right.
More water.
I think I'm feeling okay.
I'm confused. Sail, we had an agreement. We were going to Arcadia to pick up new crew for this ship. And there's that giant white horse down there. We need to sell that to the king there.
Captain, I don't care if you make the horse your wife. We're going back to the Dardanelles.
Your
Captain, we might have
lungs
to
feel heavy, Sail and Archie, like wet.
No,
and as you move,
tell them to turn the ship around.
you can
Head back
feel
towards
them moving in your body. Yeah. You
His
tell everyone
lungs.
to turn the ship around, Nilram.
Capture that.
Yeah, head towards the Dardanelles, and then as they're doing that, no one will come back in.
Wait, so you just go out and tell them to do it during the middle of the conversation, yeah?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because our friends are like starting to choke. Yeah.
And you know that that's what this is.
I think Noram is guesstimating it.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm like choking through my stuff, I'll be like, Captain, I haven't been feeling right since we got here, since we left the islands of the Dardanelles. We spoke before about compulsion and oaths and the oath
We
vows.
did.
And I swore an oath to always oppose the White Prince. And selling a white fucking stallion to some lord in Arcadia does not oppose the White Prince. And then I will theatrically collapse.
What are we going to do with this fucking horse back at home? There's
Hold
nowhere to
on,
ride. We
Captain.
live on a tiny fucking island.
Let's just send those two. I don't know what the fuck's up with Archie. Let's send them back on our ship with the ghostly rowers. They can man it with 4 people,
You're right, and we'll go.
and we'll go, and we'll get the crew. We'll drop off the horse. We'll get the money, and we'll just meet them back here. We have 2 ships.
Okay. Why is the ship turning around?
Well,
Noram, what did you just do?
I went and turned the ship around because their lungs were getting fucked. I assume it's something to do with the drowned one.
Okay, well, your second idea is much better. So go and have them turn it back around the right way, and go and sail, Archie. Go and get our ship ready. You guys can sail back. We said we'd take these men to Arcadia. We've got stuff to do there. We won't get in any trouble. Norm and I can handle it. Just, you can take the drums, you can get back nice and safe. We'll meet you there.
Do they all go outside and look for the navigator of the ship?
Yeah, you find them. They'd stare at you a little bit afraid.
Put my hand out.
Sir?
They shake my hand.
Yeah. They
Okay,
shake it.
grab a piece of their hair, put it in a little bottle. I explain to them what's going on. I'm a wizard. I'm the greatest wizard alive, and I need them to navigate 2 of my crew to be the navigator on our ship back to our safe house. If they don't do it, then I'm gonna get them. But if they do it, then they can join our crew, and everything will be fine.
Sir, where's the safe house?
It's in the Dardanelles. I assume you can get there?
Yes, sir. Where in the Dardanelles?
I'll let you figure that out with my other 2 crewmates. We're not going to discuss it on this ship.
Sir.
Yes.
And they will head over in the direction of the front of the ship, where they're going to go sorting through charts and maps to see what they have of the Dardanelles that they can take, so that they don't, get impaled upon any rocks or lost shoals, and can find their way around.
You guys aren't going to be able to get into the base with the ship.
Correct.
No, you're going to have to go with them.
Which means captains
No,
alone on
thanks
the
for a
stolen
moment.
ship.
Which means I have to get a crew or I won't be able to get back. But that shouldn't be a problem.
Is there not another... Oh, Captain, they can just go stay with the mountain people. We need to deliver all of the weapons anyways. On Sulphur Island. They can just go stay there for a few days. Won't take too
Archie,
long.
Sail, is that alright with you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with the captain. I'm okay with the captain.
Alright.
You and I should stick together, Captain.
No, I don't like the idea of going alone. I don't like really going anywhere without Archie, I'll be honest.
It's I can come. It's totally it's just
No,
a
no,
cough,
no.
Captain.
No. You should go back, but Archie, you need to look after yourself. I wouldn't last 6 months if you were to die. I can guarantee that. No one would probably fucking kill me in my sleep.
It's probably true, yeah.
Yeah, that probably is true.
All right. Sail, you need to pick probably one other person on the ship that you find somewhat trustworthy. I'm sure your wisdom can help you with that. It's going to be you, Archie, the navigator, and then you just need one other. One of the other 2 wake up.
The guy who made a pass at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. His name...
E-chain.
His name is Euclid. And he knows all the right angles.
Okay. We'll help them get back to the ship. We'll give them tons of food and supplies if they need it. I'm gonna load up most of the arms on this ship with the captain's cool, and give it to the people of Sulphur Island.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, should we have some armed men? No, that's probably fine.
Probably better to have like 2 or 3 than the whole fucking ship.
Yeah. Well, who's our medic? It's Nilrim, right? Or is it Sail?
No one can do an int check.
Because we're probably going to have to keep James and Mary Beth here.
Why can't they take them?
I don't know. Will they be like, will they be okay on that boat? I guess it is big enough, isn't it?
It's a huge boat, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Mary Beth was the level 6 person, so make sure
No,
Sail.
Mary Beth was the level 2 person, or the 0th level person following Sail. The fighter.
Oh. Is the 6th level fighter dead, Neil, or was she on 0?
Nobody saved her.
No
She
one
was on
saved
0
her.
actually, though.
I think someone was on 0.
I think she was on 0.
Yeah,
Let me
I believe.
take a look at the battle map. Let's see. 0 out of... well, they're all at 0 out of 33 or whatever.
You want to roll a dice? It doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah.
I've always said that she was on 0.
That sounds really familiar. I seem to recall you barely bringing her down.
It was like a really low damage roll with a dagger or something.
Yeah, okay. That sounds fair then. She's at 0.
Okay. Well, she can go with you guys. Give her good care because a level 6 fight is hard to come by. You know.
Well, she just wakes up and murks us, dude.
I should be on 1 HP. She won't be able to do that.
Okay.
I'll just kill her if it comes to that.
It's true.
Fuck her
Oh. I'll call like a semi-in-character meeting. Assuming that my lungs function enough for me to say these things.
The ship is still headed back towards the Dardanelles, or did you return it back to Arcadia?
Captain wants me to return it back, but it's still.
I guess we'll drop
They haven't.
we'll drop anchor and wait for
Probably drop anchor.
Sail and Archie to get on their way.
Their lungs do not worsen, but they stay like uncomfortable, like painful as you move. Your lungs have like inertia inside your body and start like squishing your organs in different directions. Every breath you take has to like be pulled against this air. You're a little bit lightheaded, coughing up water constantly. It's very uncomfortable.
I think we should formalize how we behave more in terms of we've been very what's the word I'm looking for?
Hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge or mishmash, or what's the word when you kind of like scramble things together real
Hodgepodge.
quick? We should have like a set plan that we do every time we go out. Like for example, Mary Beth and James, we didn't give them armor. We didn't give them our protection spells. That's the fundamental unprepared mistake that we should avoid in future in any other encounters. And also, I'm pretty sure we let good soldiers who maybe we could have ransomed or used die. We should, after a battle, make sure that we pick people back up. I think we should come up with like a couple of things each, maybe that we should do for each battle or each encounter that we come into to be ready for. Now that we're getting a lot more, now we're getting a lot more crew and a lot more responsibility. I think, we could take risks with our lives, but
Are you gonna be willing to create me as much leather I need then? Less leather I need then, Sail?
Yeah,
To keep
sure.
armor out?
That should not be a problem. As long as we have enough time to make it.
Okay. When we get back to base and we stay there for like a week or two,
Make a
just
bunch.
make me like 20. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so I will pick up my rapier back from the boat before they leave.
No one will whisper to Sail. Okay. The place you are taking this boat back to is going to be Sulphur Island. Do you
Okay.
You get it? I just need you to remember the name.
I remember.
Okay. It's good. We live at Flotsam Island, but don't tell the navigator. We don't trust him yet.
Oh, I understand. I 100% get you. Gotcha.
And do not take the passage through the middle of the island. Unless you're super confident with the navigator. Because it's a very hard thing to do, and only someone as brilliant as me can do it.
You mean up the river, right?
Up the river, yeah.
Right. Yep. 100%.
Now,
We'll
if you
find
want, you
somewhere
can park the boat and then take the skiff up the river, probably. But yeah,
safe. Yep, that's not a problem. I can do that for sure.
I'll miss you, and I'll give you like a handshake and shit.
I'm absolutely shocked at the show of intimacy from Norum, and I'll take his hand.
Okay. The other
And
ship
I
pulled
think
out of
we
its
put 'em on
bottle?
there-
Mm-hmm.
It was never on the bottle. It was being towed.
Oh, right. It was being towed. The towed ship gets brought up alongside. You can put everyone down. You can haul the wounded master at arms, along with a navigator and one extra sailor. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Euclid.
Euclid.
And I whisper to the navigator, take him to Sulphur Island. And I do like this with a little bottle of hair. I'm assuming you know what this is, yes?
There's a surefire rapid head nod.
I learned it from the wizards in, he thinks to himself, Sandashar. And he'll let him go.
All right. And off they go, sailing away into the night, leaving you behind. Archie picking up the phantom drums and ghostly rowers appearing. Once again, we have the moment of the two sailors who are conscious with you freaking the fuck out as ghosts appear out of nowhere. But but it's okay. We don't have to dig into each and every time.
No, we'll call a meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll advise the captain that he should probably let
Hang
all the
on.
sailors.
When you say call a meeting, you just mean come and talk to me? Because it's just me and you now.
Well, he's gonna call a meeting with like the whole ship. I think he wants. He's gonna talk to you first, and he'll have you call the meeting. I guess.
I'll call a meeting. Thank you.
Yeah. Captain, you should
Right, that is a good idea. I'll call a meeting. True.
you should inform all of these people too that they're gonna be still getting their payments. They're welcome to come work for us, but if they'd like to leave, that is fine as well.
Well, first off, Neil, do I find a chest full of gold in the captain's quarters?
You will find a chest, 2 chests that have wealth in them. One of them is got about 10,000 silver. It's a small chest, and it's about a quarter full with silver, which is about 10,000 here. The reason it's only a quarter full is if you were to put any more weight in it, it would be too heavy to fucking lift. The amount of money a chest can hold is directly proportional to like the amount of weight that someone can carry. So one chest really can only carry 200 pounds of silver before it's like you'd need 3 people to haul it. And you find a smaller, not so much a chest, but a collection of bags in that locked drawer that you find 10 bags of 50 GP each.
No, I'm just gonna go through the notes. I'm sure there's like a captain's log explaining on how much each person's getting paid.
Yep.
How much is it?
They're making sort of like
Sailors.
regular sailors' wages. They should all get paid when they get to deport. Flipping through all the pages and everything, it looks like there's about 300 gold that needs to be doled out by the time everyone gets to port for all services paid and rendered. And there's also notes like, plus we're gonna have this much money in docking fees and in like hiring people to help unload the ship fees and blah 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 blah. The whole thing, the whole like projected expenses is 300 gold.
Should we give him a bonus, Captain, or no?
Yes. Call the men. No, I'm going to get them all, or go and get one of the
Great idea,
people
Captain.
here to gather them. Thank you.
I'll do that. And we'll go out there, and he'll. There's probably not a first mate. He'll suss someone out. Who's looking like the leader right now of everybody on the front desk or deck?
Oh. Okay. The person that everyone in the crew is looking to for orders. Oh boy.
Not gonna kill him.
Is an older woman. She's maybe 65 years old. She's definitely seen better days. She's like clearly missing a couple of toes, and one of her fingers is like crooked and bent. She is one of the, I guess you would call her like an NCO. She's an officer, a ship's officer in charge of like a small section of people, in charge of the middle mast and the crew that tends to the middle mast.
Excuse me, ma'am. He'll, I guess, interrupt their conversation.
Mm-hmm. She looks to you. Aye.
We're looking to call a meeting with the entire crew while we're dropped anchor.
Aye.
The captain has requested this. He will also be handing out wages.
Ah, she says. And she
Please
grabs
get
one of the
everybody
nearby whippersnappers. She grabs a young woman and like shoves her towards the mast and says, "Get up there on the cross beam and you call everyone to attention. Grab the horn. Get everyone's eyes up here so the captain can make an announcement. What are you doing there? Get your ass up there faster than you can." And she will...
Normal slyly slide her 2 gold.
She will slyly take it from you and drop it into a pocket and look at it later. The younger woman scrambles up this middle mast and, calls to everyone using like a coned piece of parchment to gather everyone's attention on the boat, and soon the whole ship
While
is
she's
flooded.
doing that, Nilrim goes into the old captain's quarter, or sorry, where all the people were having like the food.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs the bigger feather out of the lady's hat,
Oh.
comes over to Captain Winters and presents it to her.
Thank you, Noru. I will. I'll replace it, but I still keep the other feather. I put it in a pocket. I want to be standing above the captain's quarters, and I want the crew to be gathered on the main deck. So I'm like on a bit of a podium talking down to them.
the crew will flood out across the rest of the ship while you stand on here. Let's bring us back to that same thing. Why don't you position yourself on the boat?
Yeah, so I'll
Probably
be
gonna be.
yeah, basically.
Yeah,
And
we'll
they'll
probably
be
be up
down
here, and
there.
then everybody else will be down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone
Now
else
we've got to
will.
address this. How many of these people speak Common? Aren't they from
All
Solomon?
these sailors will speak the common tongue. The tongue of trade between Solemn and Arcadia is essentially what we're speaking here.
Makes sense, yeah.
Do you want to heal yourself, Captain, with a salve before this?
Yeah, I guess
You
it would
were
maybe
as
make a
mighty as
good point
possible.
that I've recovered my wounds. Yeah, sure. How many points have I lost? 8. Okay. I'll heal myself, Neil. And then once everyone's gathered, I will say, men and women of my crew, welcome to a new age for this ship. And thank you all for your friendship and loyalty. My name is Captain Winters. This is my wizard, Nilrim. And you, for now at least, are my crew. Now, I've already said we're heading to Arcadia, and those of you that wish to depart there can either leave at Redport or a few days later at Weatherlight. I understand from looking at the late captain's records here that you were all due some wages. Now, I'm prepared to pay these with bonus for the unfortunate circumstances of this last voyage. So Neil, I know what that number is. That's like plus. I want to give them like plus 10%.
Nilrim will call the NCO up here. He'll like point to her, and while the captain's talking, motion.
She'll
there's
Hand
like-
her the bag to distribute.
she'll grab the
However,
bag.
My reasoning for venturing to Arcadia is not just to finish the mission that was started here to deliver the fine horse below deck to the King of Wake County, but also to gather my own crew in Weatherlight from my former associates. Now, I understand that some of you will have liked life on the open seas, will have liked working on this ship, and I can assure you that life under Captain John Winters could be a lot worse. So the offer stands to all of you. If you wish to remain in the service of this vessel, you can do so, and in doing so you will be given a starting on fee of 30% on top of the wages that you already due. You will be expected to be loyal, to work diligently, and to hold yourself to a high standard. But the offer is there for all of you. You know the ship, you know what it's like to work here, and I would welcome you to my crew if you would have it. Otherwise, you'll be free to go once we make land.
There's a lot of looks.
After you receive your payment, you're dismissed. Back to work.
Yeah. The NCO goes amongst the crew, handing them their wages, going through all the sailors and all the sailors and all the sailors, until she gets all the way up to the first set of Marines, and before giving them anything, looks over her shoulder to Nilrim and Captain John Winters for approval.
Yeah, give him a nod.
All right. She will start
But
handing
can I
out
say
money.
that Nilrim would have grabbed his spellbook, and Captain Winters would have grabbed his.
I said I got my rapier, but yeah,
Off of the
I think it
ship?
would have made sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
absolutely.
Just making sure, because that would
Yeah.
have been.
You're an 18-int wizard, and you guys have been...
Yeah.
You've been doing this a while. It's
We
fine.
weren't in like a rush.
Yeah, you weren't like sending them off in a hurry. If it had been a hurry, maybe there would have been some dice or you
Absolutely.
forgot, but plenty of time.
Okay.
Okay.
So
We're gonna hand them out their payment with 10%, and if they want to join, that'll be given to them. I'm asking
yeah,
the captain.
once
after
once we leave Arcadia, yeah.
Okay.
But don't forget, Nick, plenty of them are dead, so there should be more money left over, even though we're paying a bonus here.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Genius.
So
That's what you're the
instead of...
captain.
I think probably the bonuses that you give them will cancel out whatever
Yeah.
fees were
Okay.
owed to the officers and to the other Marines that are already dead. So we'll just call it, wipe out 300 from the chest when you get there, and it'll be an even wash.
Okay, so now I have 7,000 silver in a chest rather than 3,000 silver, rather than 10,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
you said it was 300 gold, so
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Tell you what, made pretty good money on this trip. They were only paying out 300 gold, but they made like 15,000 gold. Yeah.
I look in the book, I guess. We'll go back to the quarters and I'll look in the book. Who is this horse going to, and how much am I expecting to get paid for it?
The horse has already been bought and paid for. This is just like the delivery of the horse. This is the courier service.
Who?
To
Already been paid for.
it is a gift for the what do you call it? The former count of Wake County. Yes.
You
Okay.
just have to start sending hooves in the mail. give us money or the horse gets it.
I think, given that I already stole a ship from this guy, John quite likes the idea of walking into his throne room and giving him this horse and receiving his thanks. Assuming Neil, answer this now, does this guy know that I stole his ship? Like, if I say to him, my name's John Winters, will he know it was me? Because we haven't worked out the details of what happened. So it
Well,
might
that
be
was
he
okay.
knows.
So the horse is going to the former count of Wake County, which is not the king of Wake County, right? The
Oh,
former
really?
count was the guy in Clydesdale who was in charge back when Eridon was in charge, but when everything fell apart, Redport came to the forefront, and the not the count, but the Baron of Redport showed up, and like, I'm now in charge. I'm now the most
All right, I
important.
thought it was the same guy.
No,
Okay,
they're
so
two
it's going to
separate people.
Clydesdale then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's an important question, though. Is my name, am I wanted in Redport?
Well, you stole the ship, and then you fucked
did
off
that way.
immediately, and it sank.
Yep.
So you never got to find out if they knew who it was or what was going on, unless you made some sort of like flashy, "My name is Captain John Winters, don't forget it," as you sailed away.
As we sailed away. I probably did, actually.
It actually
thinking about
sounds
it.
very in character for you. So
Yeah.
you did your best to let everyone know who the hell you were.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a short stop in Redport then.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we're going to take our first break right here. And when we come back, our party is split. Half of them going to one island, half of them going to another place. We will see what happens on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. So rather than splitting the party into two different groups for the rest of the session, what we're going to do is we're just going to assume that these two quests have gone well, and we're just going to meet the party back up in their base sometime later, probably weeks or maybe a month later. And at one point, when not everyone can make it to a session, we'll have two flashback episodes that we can go and like backfill. So at some point in the future, we'll take Archie and Sail, and we'll see what they do on the island. And at some point in the future, we'll take Green Zerg and MrMouton and send them over to Arcadia and see what they do as well. And if the details of those change sort of the crew that gets acquired or some other details on the ground, we'll find a way to make them fit. But in the meantime, to keep everyone together and to keep the flow of the game going nicely, we're just going to bring everybody together back at the base in, let's call it a month, just to make sure that there's time for everyone to do everything. Maybe you've even been here a little while, resting together on the base with your new crew. So,
We've been here a while. Am I able to get experience and maybe level?
Yeah, let's do some XP and some leveling. And while I finish up the calculations on that, how do you introduce your new people to your old people, or your new people to your island? You've assumably got, a crew who is willing and wanting to be here. A full-fledged pirate crew of 36 additional sailors, including some junior officers or some non-commissioned officers, people who know how to, work all the things. Your ship hasn't been retrofitted to make it ore accessible, and it would mean changing a lot of things on it. But, that's neither here nor there. What is it like when you introduce everyone together?
Well, let me just give a quick speech to the new guys as we're approaching Flotsam Island. I'll say, well, welcome to the Dardanelles and to your new home. Some of you are from Solemn, some of you from Arcadia. Maybe some of you have been here before, but life in the Dardanelles is very different from life on either of the major continents. This place is ruled by a man named the White Prince. He is ruthless and will accept no dissent. and he will hunt us to the very ends of the oceans and see us hanged for our crimes. All of you now are in this with us, and as long as you follow orders and stick to me, your head will remain firmly affixed to your shoulders. But I'm telling you this because where we will be staying is a closely guarded secret. And the only reason you were all being brought there is because I know I can trust you. And if for any reason that trust fails, you'll understand that I can't risk letting you leave with bad blood. And I wait poignantly for a moment and look across the crew assembled here.
Normal whisper to you. Remind them of the branding that they agreed to, joining the Crimson Fist.
Well, now that we're here, there are some steps that must be taken. First, I'll show you to your rooms. You can get acquainted to your new home, and we'll stay here for at least a week before we set sail again. Whilst we are there for that week, there are some things that must be done. You must be marked as part of our crew, and you must complete a ritual to confirm your loyalty to us and against the White Prince. I assume there'll be no issues with that. I've spoke to some of you about it before we got here.
There are
Look.
sober faces bobbing bobbing at you together, and a few muttered grunts of "Aye, aye, Captain."
Good. That's what I like to say. Now, all of this doesn't come without some rewards. There's some added danger, there's some added conditions, and so your wages will be superior to that of what you had before working on a normal ship. We can work out the details, but I want to make sure you all know what you're getting yourself in for before we make our way to the base.
Down with the White Prince.
Hopefully this goes better than the sacking of Redport. Am I right, Captain, that we did?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For the crew, yeah.
They chuckle, having heard the story from the captain a few times already, and then also from being on land and in that area and having heard it in person.
Oh no, they were a part of the Koibu.
Maybe having been a part of it too when they sacked it all. Yes.
Great. So with that said, I will go back to my quarters with Nilram, and we can make our way to the base.
Excellent. At the base, I think I have all the XP calculated. Yes. Yeah.
Wait, we want to do introductions, right? So once we get there, I will have, I assume Wiley and Bobby are meeting us as we get off the boat. Well, men,
I think
you would have picked us up first.
We would have had to pick them up first,
Yes.
and then we would have both went. Sorry.
Yeah, but Wiley's still at the
yeah.
base, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how things work here. Aside from myself, Nilram, Archie, and Sale that you've already met, when you're on land, when you're in the base, Wiley here is in charge. He's our leader of the base. He looks after everyone, after everything, and he's in charge. If you've got any questions when we're not around, ask him. Even if we are around, ask Wiley first. I don't like to be bothered with pointless questions. If Wiley's not around, then Bobby here is your next point of call.
Everyone laughs.
Yeah, I laugh as well. It's funny. It is quite funny.
It is quite funny.
All right, and what I'll do is I'll get off the boat first, and I'll wait, and as everyone walks down the gangplank, I'll introduce each person to Wiley and Bobby.
Wiley will shake their hands with his stump, with his blade removed for a little while. Bobby will shake all of their hands and give them a mean look for laughing at him, and kick him in the shins, a few of them as they walk by.
Nice.
And our party can be gathered together. Now for some experience. Will everyone please take home 4,875 experience points? And then if you have 10%, which is everybody except for one of the captain's classes, it's actually 5,362.5. 5362.
I believe Nilram levels up.
Nice.
Hot diggity damn.
Do we experience? Yep, 40,000. Nilram has leveled up. Big.
This will be level 6 for you, won't it?
That it will be. It's a good level.
So I think we were doing on odd levels, you pick a spell. On even levels,
Yep.
I pick 2 spells, right?
That's right, because I just got my... No, I think it was 3 spells. Pretty sure. Because I just got my Nilrim ship in the bottle. It might have been 2
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Does he still have to roll?
No. These
Okay.
are
maybe it's
these are the spells that you get just for leveling up, and I randomize them. They're not like picking.
yeah. So he's getting 1.5 spells a level. That seems pretty low. So maybe it should be 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah,
I think
I'm
it is
double
3.
checking
Yeah.
my notes, but I think it is 3.
Yeah.
I rolled d6
For HP.
for HP.
Let me give the chat the window. Go for it.
You could do with a 6 here. Come on.
Okay, d6 plus 1.
Nice.
Ooh,
wanna
not
take that?
bad.
We take those.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, that's like an extra D6 you can eat.
Yeah.
Does it include you having an apprentice? Maybe. We'll see when we probably redo it. Or we do it for real.
I remember when I had 19 health 5 levels ago.
give me the
5
good
levels
ones.
ago.
Yeah, actually.
There. Fine.
Do you have any extra
It-
spells now? Can you tell me my spells now, Nick?
What do you mean? Oh,
many
how many slots? Yep. 2
Yeah.
secs.
Thank you.
So you're level 6, right? It should be 5 at level 1, 3 at level 2, and 3 at level 3.
3 at 3rd level?
Yeah, but
Are
one of
you
them has to be a
including the plus 1?
Yes, yeah. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's 4-2-2, but 5-3-3
4-2-2.
for you.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, very nice. Now I can carry around 2 lightning bolts.
Nice, yeah.
Or maybe a Lance of Disruption. Maybe I got that. Who knows?
Was it not you get to pick on odd levels 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. You pick 2 and I give you 1 random, and on even levels you pick 1 and I give you 2 random.
No, I think we went the whole... I just get 1
Okay.
on
Cool.
mine because I know that I only got Nilrim ship in a bottle.
Okay.
And I think it's 3 on even ones.
Okay, so let's take a look at the spells that I've rolled for you. In the meantime, did anybody else level up while I verify that these are not game breaking?
Well,
Nope.
just hand them
Sail,
over.
you close?
I'm creeping up there. I'm 10k XP away.
Oh, okay.
Couple pirate facts, another adventure or 2.
Yeah. I think I'm 18k away on fighter and 16k away on rogue.
Yeah, I'm at 38,000. I think I'm quite a bit away.
Okay.
No, next fighter level's at 40.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, so
shit.
you're not too far actually.
Sick.
Wait, how many are you at? How much XP?
38,000.
The next fighter level is at 64,000, Nick.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wait. Well, maybe I was looking at priest or something. Sorry.
Yeah, you're looking at pretty.
Oh yeah, it's 64,000. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm plenty OP as is right now.
Yeah,
I
you
think
are.
that's when he becomes a grand weapon master or whatever it is, yeah?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, Nilrim.
Give it to me.
No, that's a cleric spell. That's why it seems broken. Okay, never mind. I gotta define these just to wizard spells. So you're gonna get some 3rd level spells here.
The good ones.
Oh, there's a bunch of good ones here. The first spell that you are gonna pick up is it is Thought I
Not
had
that
it.
one too good.
Well, some of these are just boring. Some of them you already have. Gust of Wind is the first one that you are going to be picking up. All this time on the sail, on the seas, all this time with your face in the wind, all this time studying, the dynamics of making ships move has given you a lot of insight into air currents and air dynamics. And so Gust of Wind, you just learn as you level. It's one of these things that sets you aside.
Just
that
learning, yep.
indicates that you get it. Yeah. The next one, I have a whole list of appropriate air spells and sailing spells. I didn't put the levels on them, unfortunately. You were going to be working on your own specialized water breathing spell, right? That's
sail.
That's sails making
doing-
water. You didn't have a water breathing spell that you would cast water
you had
breathing.
an innate one, right? He has
Yeah.
wild magic water breathing.
Yeah.
But I also have in one of the books I have water breathing.
Okay.
But I was just gonna attempt to learn, I think, soon.
Well, you. If it's in one of the books, I was just going to give it to you, but if it's already in your books, that feels sort of, like not
I think
like
it's
a
in one of the
weak
books,
power
yeah.
up. So let's give you Wind Wall as well, another air-based third level spell.
Okay.
And
You just turned into Yasuo.
Hasaki.
Whoops.
You've become what you hate the most, Mountain.
And last but not least, your shenanigans with locking the captain's door and then letting him through has given you a certain amount of insight in, it's one of those fun things that plays around in the back of your head. And Aldrich's Discriminating Door is a spell that you are able to learn.
Nice. Permanent
Nice.
spell. That's a big one.
Yes, it creates when you can enchant a door to sort of be wizard locked, but you get to pick the conditions or the people under which it would not be locked. So you could say any goblin that approaches the door can come through, or anyone wearing this ring that I have, or these specific people, or someone who says the following word. You can set a condition, otherwise it's wizard locked, and then whatever fills the condition, lets someone through that door.
That
How
is very nice
abstract.
because I could do that on the captain's quarters door.
I was gonna say how abstract.
Letting
can
the
you get it?
captain through, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's,
Only the
anyone who
true
says-
leader of the group can go through this door.
No.
That's where we're feeling it that day. Yeah.
It needs to be a non-subjective requirement, and
Can it be something only people who haven't lied to me can go through that door? Can it be semi-abstract like that?
no, because no. Let's see. It's quite specific.
There's some
So-
shenanigans you can do with gargoyles.
You could say, myself and goblin women weighing over 200 pounds, carrying a curved swords and singing their national anthem in the ogre language may enter, and anybody may exit, and that would be successful. But if you say, myself and those I slap in the face may enter, those that live in Shirebrook may exit, would both fail, both because the slapping and living in Shirebrook are the door can't know if they've been slapped or if they've been living in Shirebrook. You got to pretend the door is a person who's observing these things around them. So whatever the door could tell through observation.
Does that mean the
Okay.
door can be deceived? That's a good question.
That is an extremely good question, and one that we don't have time to delve into right now, but we can dig around to in game if you ever trying to get somewhere.
Would be cool in a quest though.
Another thing to note is that you can set different conditions on entrance and exit. So, you could say anyone can leave the captain's room, but only someone with the key or, the captain can enter.
Oh my! You could actually create like the greatest rat trap in human history. It's like
Yes.
anyone can enter.
Yes.
No one can leave.
Yes.
That's actually awesome, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm assuming what you make the door out of will mean if the door is like unbreakable. So if you
Right.
make it out of like metal, it's going to be incredibly hard to, you know. That's awesome, actually. Okay, cool.
Cool. All right. Spells for the party. Wealth for the party.
Wait, I thought you got 3.
Yeah, I did. I got wind wall, gust, and.
Oh, you got wind wall as well. Okay.
Mhm. Oh my
Right.
god, this door is the best for catching like thieving crewmates.
Yeah, that's true
Mhm.
actually.
Anyone can enter, and it'll just be like a bunch of gold or whatever. And then if anybody enters, nobody can leave, or only the captain and his crew can leave. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the forbidden fruit.
I see what you did there. Well, everyone is back at base and has rested and adjusted to their new living situation. The crew is hard at work building beds for themselves because the base didn't have beds for 40 people, but you can put everyone to work doing it. And someone's going to have to take some trips over to Port Ferris to pick up some appropriate, bedding, and some other gear will be needed for the base. We're going to have to do a small output of maybe probably another like 300 gold to outfit the base and reprovision it for the extra 40 people that you're bringing in here. As well
Can I just pay that and get
Yeah.
it done? Or do we
Yeah,
need
just
to-
pay it.
okay.
We hand wave it. It's fine.
All right, I'm gonna take it from the gold that we just got, and then I will put the rest in the stash.
Excellent. And your sergeant at arms that you captured. What does the crew want to do with her? I know it's been a month since you've captured her. Is she a prisoner?
Maybe we wanna
Has she been
indoctrinate her.
pressed into service?
Archie Sale, she was your responsibility.
Yeah, we can hand wave it and backfill it as one of those things that we come back to later, but you tell me the desired result and we'll find a way to make it happen.
I think the desired result would have been to negotiate her joining the crew, and obviously at a higher level than like a normal person because she's like strong.
Yeah.
And whether or not she was okay with getting lightning bolted and then recruited is kind of like the defining factor there. Otherwise, we fed her to Rohi. Then it's like,
Okay. Well, we will put her in a suspended state as either on the crew or off the crew until we get to that point or until it absolutely needs to be known. And we'll just deal with it a little bit later. So, back at base. Oh, yeah?
Sorry, quick thing. Is it all right if I find a way to convert some of my silver to platinum or mithril? Just because my personal wealth box, I can't see the number. It's too many digits.
My bank account is just so full.
I've got like 150,000 silver coins.
You would have been able to convert some of it in one of these places, but,
Yeah, is there not some MSCI World ETF that they can
Yeah, we can invest it in, yeah.
We gotta go to Gnome if you want to do that.
I mean, even if it's just gold, maybe you
isn't
can
there
make the
another
font
box
smaller.
somewhere else that you could put it that makes more sense? Just
put
like
it
in
one
a
of the
gear
chat boxes,
tab?
Nick.
Yeah.
I could put
It's
it
like
in
put it
gear
on
tab, I
a-
suppose.
Yeah, just put it on like one of the item
Okay,
entries.
okay.
Do I have any
Yeah,
legume
alright.
seeds, Koibu?
The what?
Do I have any legume seeds? Could I have picked that up?
Yeah, totally. You could have picked up
Okay.
any magical equipment that you needed in Arcadia. In fact, you should probably have bought any and all spell components that you would need while you're there, because you could buy everything between Redport and White Weatherlight.
So you are cool if I just buy magic components?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything on your spell. Is there anything crazy on your spell list that might be really hard to get?
If I wanted a wind wall, which probably will not happen for a long time, I need an exotic feather. A feather of exotic origin.
Yeah,
Was-
you can get that in Redport.
I've got
No
tons
problem.
of those.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna outfit my shit with a bunch of spell components, and if anything crazy comes up, I'll DM you about it.
Yeah. Cool. All right, crew. All back together again here in your base. And we're going to kick it off one morning when Sail is taking a walk down by the beach. And and you feel this feel your attention drawn to the sea, and you can see like the waves coming in crashing down on this beach shore have like a pulsing ripple through them. There is something out there unmistakably calling your attention. You know who's there.
I will walk towards the water's edge and observe.
Yeah. There's like a darkness to the ocean. Like the top of it's that nice blue color, but the waves as they come up are like deep, dark blue. And you feel compelled to submerge yourself in them. Doing so.
As I'm going in,
yes.
I'll say, I don't see why we can't just talk. It's gotta be like this every time.
As you dunk your head beneath the waves, you get a flash of insight. You have been sort of impressed upon, rather than like speaking to you through weird signs or symbols or like spirals of dust for you to interpret. You more have like a conscious idea of what is being asked of you, along with some like quick visual flashes. The concept impressed into you is that the White Prince and the people must know that he cannot control or protect the Outer Rim. And you have like an image in your mind of a noble woman's head in a box being opened by the White Prince and him like looking down to the head of this noble woman. And you recognize the face somewhat. She reminds you of someone in Port Ferris. And you have another image of another head, this one of like a wealthy man that's got like gold twisted through his mustache, being opened by the Inquisitor over in Port Prince. And you have a third quick flash of another fancy person's head being dangled from the prow of a ship as it like arrives in a port. Lastly, you have like flashbacks, flash forwards to Inquisitors hopping onto boats and leaving the Outer Rim, and to outposts of the White Prince being set aflame and raided. And again, the impression: the White Prince and the people out here must know that he cannot hold on any longer, that this area is beyond his grasp and his control, and that you must make it so. This one doesn't have a timeline attached to it. It's not like on Valentine's Day you got to kill this dude. It's more of, this is the future that shall be, and it is your duty to see that it comes.
Yeah, it's like it's like a prophecy, but unlike it's like this is what's going to happen. It's like this is what you're going to do.
Gotcha. In some way, shape, or form. And you know, these visions that you have are sort of like almost examples. They don't necessarily have to come down this path, but this is one of the paths to our destination, one of the possible sailing routes.
Gotcha, totally.
And then you pull your head from the waves, clear your eyes, and the waters are, you know, sort of normal blue. The waves are calmly lapping on the shore. Some birds fly overhead. Some sand crabs fiddle around near your feet. Little pipers run in and out with the waves, catching bugs underneath the sand.
I take this vision into my mind, and I'm kind of ruminating on it. And there is kind of like just a little, like, Sale feels like he's gotten quite a lot from this deal, right? He got his life back. He's still alive. He has made a really good friend in Archie, and an okay friend in like Captain Winters. Like, we're getting closer, and then like a kind of dangerous acquaintance in Milram. So he's kind of like his like personal, what's the word for it? His like hierarchy of needs have been fulfilled by like this pact with Rohi. But now there's kind of like a question, like, this is like a big ask, and he's like wondering, is he getting enough in return for what he's being expected to do? But he he's just thinking about that for now, and then he makes his way back to the base to inform people.
Well-
Price check, Koibu. We're buying in bulk in Redport. Okay, hear me out. We need 365 golden needles,
And 365 strips of fine cloth.
strips of fine cloth, and I need a garment sewn with 100 more pockets.
The garment you can get, you can pay minimum or you can pay more if you want it to look nice. The minimum cost is like, it's fine. But these are going to be your wizard robes for a long time, and
I want it to look real nice.
Yeah, what color are you going for?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for. Let me just think a second.
Maybe, I mean, it's a bit traditional wizardy, but like sort of a dark red cloth with then like lighter red, orange, and yellow
I want
highlights.
black robes, like
Black robes.
like the
Like
Lord of the
Malachi.
Rings guys.
Yeah. I want the night, like the ring wraiths.
Yeah. Nilrim wears the ring wraith robe.
Yeah, like a big hood as well that covers like
yeah.
your whole face.
Oh hell yeah, he does.
Oh my god, no one must look
The
scary
ring,
as fuck.
yeah, he looks sick, dude. The ring wraith robe, exactly. That's what he's got. Yeah. And then I need those needles
Yeah,
because
each
I have to sadly do this every time.
each needle will cost you 1
Now
gold.
that price of the book is bullshit.
What is price does the book say?
1 gold.
1 gold?
I'm gonna try and get it for half off because I'm buying in bulk, and I'll be a returning customer. And do you really want to tell a wizard no?
Well, wherever you're buying this from is like the wizarding merchandising store. The price is 1 gold per needle because first off, it is literally made out of gold, and then crafting it to spell component
crafting,
quality is
yeah.
not an easy thing. Yeah,
It's fine. So if we blow
Fine.
400 gold, is that enough to get the robes and a year's worth of casting?
Well, the robe is minimum 200 GP, and that is a fine quality robe, but it can be made to be more fancy if you need. Golden needles are a GP each. You say you want 365? What spell needs golden needles?
That spell, the deep pockets.
Ah. Oh, and then you need to cast it each and every day.
Every single day of my life.
What about 750 gold then, Neil?
And I get to look exactly like the ring wraith from Lord of the Rings. That's a fair deal.
That's a lot of gold.
And the strips of fine cloth are also needed for this spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The discount that they will give you is they will sell you a needle and a strip of fine cloth together as one for 1
That's fair.
gold. So 365 and 200 would be 565, but you said you wanted to look
Yeah.
fucking sick.
I want to look like a ring wraith, yeah.
So let's just call
750?
it 750 is fine. That's a perfect number.
Okay.
Okay.
Nilrim will agree to work for the captain for another year for this.
Yeah,
Got him for a year.
consider it done. If it keeps Nilrim happy, keeps me happy.
Okay, I also in Redport we bought we bought 200 GP silver lock and keys. The captain, one is gonna go for his door. So Nick, can you figure out the wording that you exactly want on your door, so I can?
Yeah. Captain John Winters can open from either side. Anyone can open to leave the room. That's it.
Okay. Nilrim will go with the key and the lock. He will go to the door. He will cast a spell, and his spell will be the Aldrich's Discriminating Door. And the wording will be Captain John Winters and Nilrim will be able to open this door and exit this door at any time they please. Anyone else may only be able to exit the door.
Yep, perfect. Done.
Okay. I also have one more casting of that. Nick's already removed it from the sheet. I'm not sure what we're going to use this on, but I think it's nice to have it in case we do need to lock something. And then Nilrim is in his ring wraith outfit. He casts Deep Pockets, and he's just going to start shoving his shit in his extra dimensional pockets. I believe Deep Pockets is a dimensionalist spell,
Yeah.
so I can always have this no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's nice. It
How long does
lasts
it last? Oh.
18 hours.
Okay.
I think it's 12 hours plus 1 per level, so we're at 18 hours.
So I think the only thing you need to be worried about is A, if you stay up all night,
Yeah.
and B, just that when you go to sleep, you need to empty your pockets.
If I go to sleep, I could theoretically just cast it. Like, let's say we're staying up all night or whatever. I might just need to cast it in order to get a new 16 hours. Does that make sense? So if I had 2 castings of it, I'd cast it once in the morning. I'd have 16 hours. If I go to the 15-hour mark and I cast it again, I'll have 16 more hours, correct? Or no? Okay.
So that
Can
means
you
some
refresh it like
days you
that?
need to have.
If I want it up 24/7, which isn't going to be what I want. It'll
Right.
just be something I explicitly state. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And the rest of the time, in the morning, you'll just have to put everything in your pockets again.
Yep.
Perfect. Splendid.
I only bought a few other spell components: legume seeds, exotic feathers, probably some more iron dust.
Yeah, I
lot
think
of
all
it's
that
kinda
stuff is cheap
negligible.
enough to fold into your spell component cost. It's fine.
Yeah.
Great. So the party gathers together in their base. And everyone's been here and, gotten the base all set up. And there's a bit of restlessness going about. These people signed up to be pirates. And certainly base building is a part of piracy. And they're just sort of excited to move forward, to do some real sailing, some real murdering. And then Sail comes in with this message.
Well, can I just be a day or two after we get there? I just want to speak to our original crew, so the 3 party members and the people who were there before all these new guys turned up.
Mm-hmm.
Just quickly want to say, listen, guys, I know that we've got a bit of a friendly relationship, a bit of banter back and forth here, but these new crew members, they're new, and they're going to be with us a lot. It's going to be crucial that they stay on side, so when it's just us laughing and joking, a bit of friendly ribbing, that's fine. I can take it. I give it out as good as I take it. That's fine. There's no problem with that. But when we're in front of the crew on the ship, you need to speak to me with respect in front of them. Is that understood?
People
Yes,
snap
Captain.
to attention and give you salutes.
All right.
Was I
all
able to
right.
sell
Is he
morality?
including me in that?
Yeah, you in that as well.
I'm gonna laugh at the captain.
Well, luckily none of them are here, so I'll let it be. But Sale, I need you to say it. It's important. We can't have dissent amongst these men.
I'll look at the ground and be like, "Oh, I'll be good, Captain."
So you know
Alright.
he's right.
Yeah, he's right. I know.
Thank you. All right, go and carry on with whatever you were doing. Sorry, Neil.
Logan, we're just figuring out how much D100 plus 100 GP.
Mm-hmm.
No one will keep it. That's pocket change. Okay. I'm putting my books in my library,
Great.
which is in the animal tab on the party sheet.
Great. Well,
I guess we're gonna go
buddy,
set sail.
where to? There's so many places you could go. So many seas, so many islands. Do you want to... Well, first off, Sail, have you told these people what you have seen?
Yeah,
Did you
I
want
think
to tell
that's-
these people what you've seen?
I would have called probably the important members of the crew, like anyone who's named, anyone who's a henchman or as an officer,
Mm-hmm.
and I would be anyone who is trusted with the information that I am able to tell the future in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And I would begin the meeting and saying, I've been given a new quest from my god.
We have new orders.
We do have new orders, Captain. The chain of command has kicked in. And the orders are that the Rim shall stand free. That the people of the Rim, the Rimmers, if you wait, we should call them the Outers. No,
You
we'll
can't
be
call
the-
them that. They really
we
don't.
don't. We can't call them that. We'll be the Outers. The Outers must stand free from the Inners and the Middlers, and that the people of the Rim will be free from the oppression of the White Prince.
Is this a vision sale or an order?
It is a vision. I've seen nobles' heads delivered to inquisitors. I've seen men of the White Prince strapped to boats, lit of light and driven into ports. I've seen a throne empty
Wow.
and a figure in dark robes sitting on it.
For real?
Well, it was kind of hard to tell. I was being a little theatrical. it was very quick. It all happened fast. Some of it I don't remember perfectly, but we're going to war, and that's my goal. Are you in?
We're in. I give a sideways glance at Nilram and look away if he looks at me looking at him. I'm assuming that he's the person on the throne. Well, if that's our goal, and we were already working towards it, perhaps we should strike another blow at the White Prince.
Did Nilram catch his eye? Can I roll something for that?
Yeah, give me a perception check. And with a 31, natural 19, you definitely saw him glance.
I'd look away. So, Sale,
Kind of looks down at his own robes.
tell us about these. You said ships on fire heading into ports. What is it we're to do? Capture one of the White Prince's ships and send it into his own port in the center?
I believe that sometimes futures that are shown to you are not necessarily exact. It's more what could happen, but it's what the Drowned One wants to happen. He wants me to do things of this nature. He wants me to unseat the White Prince's government on the Outer Rim. That is the goal. And whether we do that extortion, battle, or subterfuge, whatever method we use, is going to be a violent upheaval in some capacity.
Well, perhaps we should pick another island and go and do that like we did in Jamuba. Kill the guards in the keep, behead any nobles that refuse to bend the knee, send them on a trade ship.
In Jamuba, or?
No, we've not been back since.
Well, I was asking if we should go check.
Yeah, we could. Wiley, what would you say the White Prince's strongest holding is in the Outer Rim?
Why, you're sitting across from it, Captain. Well, maybe not just Port Ferris. Port Ferris is a pretty good one, sir. Let's see. Port Ferris. Virix would be the other one. Far on the other side, practically 180 degrees from where we are now.
Well, I think that any plan we have here should end with the taking over of Flotsam. We don't want to draw attention to our location here needlessly, but perhaps we could go to Vexen and deal with the White Prince there.
Virix?
Barracks.
We should also go and check the one island we just left. I say just, many months ago now, where we handled Father Hubert.
Yes, well, we can go via Jamuba.
Yeah. Okay.
Wiley, how strong is the White Prince's presence in Verix? About similar to what's on Flotsam? An Inquisitor, perhaps a few clerics, dozen or so troops? Then the troops of the nobles that rule there as well? Separate, I assume?
Not quite, Captain. The ports there, if I recall correctly, there's a few small port towns, little dock towns, really. But the White Prince has a full-fledged keep inland next to a lake. I wouldn't say it's the, grumbles to himself a moment. The White Prince has managed to establish a full-fledged ground base there. It's a training camp for would-be soldiers out here on the Outer Rim. Would-be recruits, would-be trainees. I think they even do some of the testing for the young lads and lasses out there in Virix.
Interesting.
It's sort of it's not the port towns in Virix that are its strong point. It's the keep within.
We talking dozens, hundreds of soldiers?
Oh, I'd expect maybe 100 infantry total, all said and done. Some spellcasters, clerics, and wizards alike for the testing and training of the youth. Some officers and knights worthy of note.
Do you know if the wizard testing place is separate to their keep or inside it?
Oh, I'm a man of the sea, Captain. I'd never go inland so far as to see that keep. Not until I spent my days on those blasted sandy isles, drinking away my sorrows while I waited for my crew who never showed up.
You're the wisest of all of us, Wiley. Well, perhaps we check on Jamuba and see what's happened there, but we could sack the guard presence in a few of these coastal towns, draw out some men, ambush them, thin them out that way before we make an attack on the keep.
Captain, you remember the Crop Strait?
I do.
What if we go back there and we pay the Inquisitor there a visit? I point to the entire crew. They're all fine, strong fighters. We could go there, handle an Inquisitor, take his items, and leave.
I'm not against handling an Inquisitor. I think the time is rapidly approaching where we must take this step. I'm not sure that our sailors should be relied upon in combat.
I know.
Sailors are harder to find than men who can swing a sword.
Wiley, does the Inquisitor come and inspect every ship?
Aye, that's the Inquisitor's job.
We kill
What
them
if
there.
we either go to Jamuba or just sail down to the Crop Strait? We're on an unregistered boat, brand new. They have no idea. We sail in, we dock, the Inquisitor comes. I enlarge Archie and I shoot flaming, lightning at him. We just kill him and go. It would do well to destabilize the island. No one would see it coming.
If we're to kill the Inquisitor, we should make sure we kill the rest of the guards there. Free the whole place. But yeah, we could still pass through Jamuba on the way, or we could go there on the way back.
It's up to you. It's your call. I just think, feeling mighty strong. I feel like we could take an Inquisitor out.
Yeah, I agree. Neil, remind me, the way the tide goes, it would be quicker to go the long way and go past Jamuba than it would be to go against the tide.
Especially now that we have a
Yeah,
sailing ship.
so I
Yes.
think we follow the tide round. We'll stop in at Jamuba, see what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and then just carry it round to the Goblin Island.
Do we
Crop
want to
Strait.
take a sailing ship for this? Because we are faster, I think, out here if we don't sail.
Yeah, I don't think we need the big ship for this, right?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think we just take our ship. Although, that will mean the Inquisitor will know it's us when we turn up.
Up
So
to
maybe we need the biggest ship to pull off the plan. So even though it'll be slower, it'll be better.
Yep.
Do we want to get papers for the ship before we go to the Crop Strait? Like, get
The best part of this ship. Sail, we don't need papers. We're from another area.
Oh, we
No,
just
we don't
we
live
just
here.
never have papers. We just always okay. No,
Well,
Yeah.
if we kill an Inquisitor, perhaps we can forge our own papers once we get a hold of whatever paperwork he's got there.
That's true. Wiley, you could see to that if we bring it to you? Sure you know a guy?
Yes, I'll see what I can do. He waves his sword, and I ain't good at forging things myself no more. And if I can't figure out what to do, I might know someone who can. Let me take a look once we get there and see what's around. I'll have answers for you in the flesh. But that means I gotta come with you this time, Captain, and Nilram.
You think we can trust Bobby?
He looks to Bobby, who's in the room.
You up for this, Bobby?
Aye, we can trust Bobby. He's a good lad. He's come a long way now.
Well,
Bobby.
Bobby, you have come a long way, and if Wiley's got trust in you, then that means a lot to me. But the last thing I want to find is coming back here and see that those crazy fists of yours have beat everyone black and blue. So just remember, keep your composure. Don't let the rage that's inside of you bubble over into violence unnecessarily.
I can control it, Captain, says Bobby. I can control
I know
my
you
urges.
can, boy. I know you can, son. All right.
I almost forgot, Bobby. In Redport, we've got you a gift. Norm will go over to the ship. He'll pull out a nice big cudgel with a nice steel or metal top, and I'll hand it to him.
I think there's something in the room. He sniffs a few times. I gotta go tell what's her face to stop cooking so many onions, and he gets up out of the room, goes to walk, stops, comes back and gingerly picks up the cudgel and clears his face as he storms out.
Awesome. All right. Well, we give it a couple of days, and then I think we set sail.
Are we going to Jamuba?
Yes? No? Nick? We're going to take a short break because I can't hear anyone. See you guys on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Our party's hop in a boat. And did we say we were going past Jamuba?
Yes.
I think we're going
Okay.
strictly to Jamuba.
Yep. Assuming there's not a shitload of men there.
Alrighty. Well, underway we will go. Let's get our seafaring tracks.
I asked the cat. Okay. Here we go. We're here for a few days, right?
Where's
On
here?
the ship.
In the base or on the
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
I give everybody armor.
Everybody.
I spend as long as I need to give him enough
Right.
blessed leather.
Yep, there's been plenty of time to do this. Everyone's armored.
Great.
Okay. Everybody has new armor. Everybody on the ship's armored. I think it literally lasts just fucking forever.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it does.
Uh,
Great spell.
I would like to encourage the crew to like try to fight each other, as like so they can see like where the magical barrier is.
Yeah, it's readily apparent when they're actually not just like, you know, throwing casual punches, but when there's money placed on who's winning and they really try to beat the shit out of each other, all of a sudden it's like starts kicking in and they realize the strength of the magic. They look
let
to
these
sail
losers
in
know they're not getting
Nilbrum.
another one.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around with it. Shit ain't
They should be charged. It's part of your maintenance on the crew. You gotta pay with company money.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at one thing. You're good. Eight points plus 1 per caster level. So
Oh, you leveled up.
everybody
Your
has-
armor's better now.
Yeah. Everybody just has 14 charges now. Seymour the monkey, I don't recast it on him. He should only have the 13 charges because he's never been hurt.
That's right.
Nice. Seymour's been safe. Can I, you know, of all the various bits of jewelry that I've got lying around, can I find like a nice little necklace for Seymour?
Yeah.
Give him some chains.
Yeah.
You giving Seymour what sort of necklace?
drip.
Something with like an amulet attached to it, or
Just, yeah, whatever. Well, it's got to be small, right? Something with a small chain that'll fit him. Whatever
Okay.
it is. I assume there's not a great deal. But yeah, I mean, like, in an ideal world, he's got a nice big, thick, well, it's thick for him because he's only little, but a thick silver chain with, you know.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I was watching the halftime show at the Super Bowl. I kind of want him to look a bit like 50 Cent in the original video for the club. You know? Running to have chains that's fucking tanked up. Yeah. Did anyone else notice just like how old they all fucking looked as well? Eminem looked alright, but like Dre, Snoop, 50 Cent, and Mary J. Blige all looked like they were old as fuck.
It's the
It
magic
has-
time, man.
It has been 20 years since their heyday.
It's been a while.
25 years, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Out on the sea, sailing round to Jamuba. You got your full ship going on here, the Forbidden Fruit, with a full complement of sailors behind it. Do you have your smaller craft in a bottle by now with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the bottle's probably stored somewhere safe, right? Like, is
Probably
it in your
the captain's
robes or
quarters,
is it in the captain's
in a
quarters?
lockbox.
Okay.
Actually, probably in his robes, in his extra
Yeah.
ventral pocket. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the chance that we'll need it is if we're like stranded on an island, so we kind of need it with us when we're off
Yeah.
the ship.
Excellent.
Probably
Yep.
kept near the drum too, right?
And
Once the drum
yeah.
is being used.
The drums on Archie's better.
Here we are, the end of spring. Your trip to Jamuba will involve the passage past many other ships. You will sail past merchant ships and you will sail past messenger ships, little cargo ships. And one day, you come across this huge barge sailing out here in the waters. It's just a massive fucking barge, and it has like a large sail put around it. But more than that, it's basically just like wooden walls on a very flat platform with like one single mast that has like a sail, and then a couple of like rowing udders coming off the back side. It doesn't look like it has a lot of means of propulsion, but it's essentially a floating island. And it's just, out here in not going along the edge, but sort of part way between. You know how you guys like often cut between islands, right? Let me bring us the map so we can see.
I will, of
Yeah.
course, check it out with my spyglass.
It's somewhere over here in this section of sea that you come across this like huge barge. And from the distance, you can see it's flying the flag of the White Prince. And you can see that there are sailors and soldiers and laborers on the massive deck of this thing, if you can even call it a deck. It's maybe, 100 feet by 100 feet. It's huge.
Oh. How many men how many soldiers do I see like wandering around?
There's easily to see like 30 people. If there is a below decks area, which it's hard to tell, because it's such a big thing, like maybe there is like a little underwater compartment to it, or maybe like it sits up high enough that there's like a little half deck or something. There could be more, but around 30 folks. Most of them don't even look to be soldiers, although you do see a bunch of bowmen all over it, and just huge piles of like stores of supplies, barrels that are probably water barrels or food barrels or gold barrels, maybe filled with silver. Who knows? Maybe filled with jewelry.
I take the spyglass from my face and I will hand it to Sail and say, "You ever see anything like this in your vision, Sail?" And hand you the spyglass.
Yeah, I will take a look. Does this look like it's like a giant? Like, I get a bad feeling about this, and then, like my first instinct is that this is transporting something that isn't in a hurry. That, you know what I mean? Like it's moving something big.
Yeah.
And my first thought that it was like an outbound transport ship. That was like my first instinct. That's my first instinct, Captain, is that this is either transport. This is. You don't transport something valuable on a ship that is slow, right? This is a like. Maybe I'm way off base, but this feels like a way to transport a weapon. Like you move it.
Well, if we're to be working under the assumption that the White Prince has no dominion over the Outer Rim, can we allow something like this to get to its destination?
Probably not. I agree. But what do we do? How do we stop it?
Archie, Nilla, and what do you think? We make a move here or not?
I don't think we make a move. There's tons of bowmen on the top of the ship. We don't want to lose our whole crew out there. Doesn't seem like a good time. Maybe if it was on landfall or something.
That seems dangerous. Yeah.
You got any way to track this, you two?
No, shakes his head.
No.
I mean, if we followed it for a day, I could relearn spells, but
That seems risky.
no.
It's moving really slowly, right? I assume that it's like just.
Oh
like
yeah, you could easily outrun it in practically any vessel. It mostly is moved by the power of the current, just based on its like massive size and resistance to the water. It has a sail to sort of like help give it a little bit of direction. A vessel like this, it might just be it could either be a very slow-moving vessel moving a huge amount of cargo from the Midlands to the Outer Rim, or it could be like a floating resupply station. It could be a floating like message or relay station of some kind. There's definitely not a way to track it unless there's a beacon on it already, and then other people can then locate the beacon and find it that way. But its speed and control are not going to be something this has. Nilram, you're looking at this thing, and even if you wanted to get it to the right island at the right time, it would be a huge bitch to do. If you needed to get to an island, you'd have to like come clearly in line with it, and even then you couldn't like control it or steer it into a port unless the port happened to just be like in the course of the water's natural turning direction. There's like no maneuverability on this.
I say we leave it, Captain. It's up to you, though.
I'm worried about whatever this is.
I mean,
It's clearly important.
I assume Niram tells us about that it would have a hard time like docking somewhere.
Yeah, I'll ask Janet or Mary Beth, people who worked like on the ship. They're probably here as well. I'm gonna ask him if they know what it is.
They shake their heads in surprise and wonder. I've never heard of anything like that.
Wiley, you ever seen this before?
Well, he pulls out a pipe that he's been sucking on. You know, Captain, once upon a time, they said in the fog banks that sometimes broker the Midlands and the Outer Rim, that the White Prince had a staging, operational base or two that would float round hidden in the fog banks that only the White Prince's men could ever come across. This might be one of those things. If the bank has broken, could have stumbled across it by lucky chance.
Might not
Be
get
heavily
another chance.
fortified, right?
Yeah.
Well, he shrugs. Secret White Prince staging bases are probably not poorly defended. You know, if
If they're hidden from everyone but the White Prince, maybe defenses are lacking compared to what you might expect if it was easily seen.
Could be. Or maybe they're carrying a wand of lightning bolts. I don't know, Captain. There's been rumors of large barges floating out in the seas, but I've never seen one myself.
You gonna shoot a lightning bolt at its sail?
Perhaps we should just ask it.
We could communicate with it. Maybe it's more like a floating fortress, like a castle on the sea, like a place to project the power.
I will call one of you. Come over here. I call one of the sailors. Get up to the messaging mast. Send a message. Greetings. What is this ship? It's the greatest marvel I have ever seen. That's the message.
The crew snaps to attention and hurries off to send up the flags.
I guess we'll find out.
When the flags are clearly seen by the other ship, they don't send any messages themselves, but coming out from probably what must have been like, underneath the wall where you can't quite see that area of the ship that is blocked by the high walls that they have, from that darkened, obscured position jumps a griffin with a rider, which begins to spiral and climb into the sky and then fly out maybe 500 feet above you over your ship and sort of begin to peruse and fly about the area. And while
I try and not look nervous as this griffin launches from the ship.
Yeah, well, the griffin begins to soar about. A message will be sent back. What do we call them? Vegetable? This is a outpost of the White Prince. Stay away.
I look at the griffin rider with my spyglass.
It is an armored knight of some kind. I mean, who else would be riding the griffin? They've got some gleaming plate mail, just like a breastplate over them. There's an arming sword at their side. There's a long lance over like the wing of the griffin, and they are looking down from way up high.
All right, send a message back. Understood. Recall your knight. We'll be on our way.
Okay. They will send up just a flag that doesn't mean anything in this context to you, and the griffin will sort of peruse back and leave your ship at range, but it doesn't land until it's clear that you are heading away.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think the Griffin Rider has 4-star handle. Let's get going.
Excellent.
It's kind of terrifying to know that the White Prince has that at his disposal.
Yeah.
The next thing you encounter on your way over there is nothing. The rest of your trip is uneventful as you cut through the middle. Give me a navigation check, Nilrum, Mr. Great Navigator of the Seas.
Okay, I haven't fucked one of these up in a long time. I think it's about time.
Ooh, just in time. You will arrive over here at Jamuba.
Okay. As we approach the island, I want to spy the keep and look what the flag situation is on the keep.
Also, is it possible to maybe keep track of how many times I've been here and maybe get bonuses on navigating from like a place to a place, or no?
Ooh, that's a great question. I will devise some sort of mechanical bonus for you. Make a note.
Thank you.
Because as you practice the skill, you should get better at it.
It's not so much practicing the skill as just knowing the landmarks and stuff on the certain paths.
Okay. Looking at the keep here in Jamuba, there's no flag to be seen flying from it whatsoever. You do see some lights on in some of the windows and what looks to be some faces and people inhabiting the keep, but it flies no flag of any kind.
No sign of armored soldiers on the docks or anything like that.
There's a couple of armed but not armored soldiers, and they don't look like White Prince's soldiers. Like the spears look just like the spears that the White Prince's men had, but you know, instead of a sharp soldier standing at attention with padded armor emblazoned with the White Prince's sigils, it's some yokel leaning on the spear, looking around, kind of bored.
That's what I like to see. All right, pull her in for landing.
Yep. Quickly and easily, you can slip into port and find yourself in Jamuba. Down by the
Sail.
docks.
Take a couple of the guards. Take a couple of the men and head ashore and see if you can't find out what's going on. And if there's a leader of sorts, bring them on here to talk with us.
Sure thing, Captain. I will round up a couple of crew members, whoever the closest people are to me, and say, hop to it, lads. Captain's orders. Gotta
They
find
hop to.
a mare.
Yes.
And I'll head down the docks, and if no one comes to meet me, I will go to the closest guard and be like, "Oh, you lad, where's the dockmaster?"
Didn't you hear? Harbor Master quit.
Brilliant. I'll have you
Yep.
know I've smuggled half the world's drugs on this ship with me, so no inspection then.
No inspection. Nope.
I'm only joking. What are you guarding then if there's no harbor master?
Me? I'm just making sure no one gets in any fights. You know, price of fish, price of this, price of that. Just here to keep the peace. Hey, aren't you one of those people that came through and, you know...
Gave out a bunch of money and liberated the island? Yes, I am.
I thought you looked familiar. What's the deal?
We're just checking in, making sure you guys are okay, making sure the White Prince hasn't been meddling in the free folks' affairs out here in the outers.
No, but I heard he died. Heard he had a heart attack and killed right over.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm out of a job if that's true.
Yep.
Say, who's in charge of this town?
Oh, well, supposedly, your captain is in charge of this town, but in reality, he shrugs.
Did we leave like a lady in charge? Where's she? Have you guys been doing politics while we've been gone?
When the harbor master left, he took her with him. Beat her over the head with a couple other folks. Remainder of the White Prince loyalists and the scattered guards who had been out in other towns and finally came back here, piled in a boat that came through, headed for the Midlands, and took off with her as hostage.
Do either of the guards with me speak, or can they read and write?
Chances are very low. No. Completely illiterate.
I'll have to get a full list of the names of the people that we have to go deal that retribution off you later. But could you go get someone who resembles someone in charge and get them come on down to meet my captain?
Sure. I don't know who's in charge. There's not really.
Who's the strongest guy in town? Who beats people up?
Well, it's my job.
Okay, I guess you're in charge. Come on, buddy.
All right.
And I'll bring him up the boat.
Comes on over. Yeah, he comes back to the crew, to the ship with everyone else.
Captain, I bring you the strongest man in town.
What happened to the woman?
She got
Captured by the White
deposed
Prince,
and
sir.
kidnapped.
He
Captive.
talks over sail.
He's been back to Jamuba.
Nope. Harbor Master and some others fucked off, took some prisoners, took some of the, people who sided with y'all, and took the woman you left in charge. Fucked off to the
Traitorous little
Midlands.
shit.
Yep.
Should have strung him up while I had the chance. What's your name, son?
I'm Denver.
Denver. Nice to meet you. And Captain John Winters. I'll offer him a hand.
I know, you paid me out last time you were here.
That's right. Well, today's your lucky day. I was hoping to speak to the lady we left in charge, but our recent endeavors have been fortuitous, and I've come to share some of the wealth with my people.
Aye.
I trust I can trust you to distribute this fairly. I'm afraid we don't have time to stop for an extended visit.
Yeah. You want me to hand out pay?
Hang on, first I need to make sure. I'm gonna have to have my wizard cast a spell to make sure you can be trusted. Nilrim, cast your spell to make sure that he's not lying.
Hey, I mean, what's all with the spell casting? I'm just
It's
hanging
just a
out.
precaution, my friend.
There's no need to cast any spells. Don't be ridiculous.
You wanna fess up?
I
Do you think
haven't
you're
done
lying
anything
about?
wrong.
Norm will start feigning like he's casting a spell.
Oh God. By the gods high and low, you don't need to enchant me. I'm a good man.
All right, Captain. He's enchanted. You may ask him his questions now.
All right. Can I trust you to
Yeah.
distribute the wealth between the townsfolk fairly, under threat of your eventual painful and slow death, if you were to lie to me?
I'll follow your orders to the best of my ability, and will seek not to subjugate that. No, subterfuge them.
Can we get like
Subterfuge
a
them.
charisma check on him? Just to
It's
see if we-
close
Yeah.
enough, Denver.
Yeah. Give me a charisma check, Mr. Moon. What do you
Nick,
What do you
wanna
read
go
on his
at it too,
face?
or no?
I'll do it.
No, okay.
I think the
Oh, okay.
captain is like so amused at this guy's awkwardness that you're charmed by the
Yeah, I am.
yeah. Nilrim, you could see that this man's actually terrified, and if he fails this job, it's not going to be because he is trying to fail. It's probably because he's like illiterate and is bad at counting and forgot to pay someone.
You've heard about what I did at the top of the tower, correct? I assume everybody's heard.
That was you.
So you'll know what I'll do to you if this doesn't get paid out to everybody.
Shit, I have a message for you then. If that was you, he says, real uncomfortable, like,
I'm listening.
a cleric showed up a couple weeks ago. Said he was looking for the man of the tower. I didn't know what he meant, but he said, the one who summoned his deity, and he pulled out a holy symbol, Ponos. He said he was looking for you.
Was he angry?
You know those clerics of Ponos, god of despair, suffering. Those dark things. They always look a little angry. So I told him you weren't here, that you hadn't been here in some time. And
How do I contact him?
he said if he said to give you a message. He'll be staying on Alba Island at the port there.
Captain, we gotta go.
Alba Island. All right. Well, we can. We're
Where's
heading
that?
around the whole. We're heading around the whole ring, so we'll find it.
It's back the other way. It's back the way that you've come already. It's like halfway.
Captain, he's not gonna be there much longer. Can we head out there first and then come back down?
It's the wrong way, Nilrim. We have to go around anyway.
We can make it the other way. It's not too far.
I'm sorry. I'm not diverting the whole mission just so you can flirt with your cleric friend here. Listen, Dendo. As you can see, time is of the essence, and so I shall give you the silver to distribute amongst the townsfolk, and we shall be on our way. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Is there a message with the silver?
Just so you know, you guys should probably elect someone to be in charge. Next time I come around here, I want to see a little bit more order. You know, when my men get off the ship, I expect to be greeted with some semblance of, a guard. Anyone could be turning up here.
How many days away is that, Koibu? If I took the longboat with the boys.
It takes you about, if you rotate drummers, so someone is always drumming night and day, you can do about 3 islands in a day. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It'd be like 3 days back that way if you're rowing 24/7.
Ember, to be clear, did this cleric of yours indicate that he was not going to be in Alba for long?
He didn't say shit about that. He just said, if you find the master of the tower, tell him I have a message. Come find me on Alba Island. And then
He'll
fucked
still be
off
there,
again.
Nilrim. We'll find him on the way around. All right, Denver, here's 2,000 silver. Distribute it fairly, please.
Captain, maybe we could have a quick conversation.
That's fine. Once Denver's been on his way.
Denver
I hand him the silver.
will take the 2,000 silver in many bags and head off, leaving the party together to chat amongst
We'll wave to him and
themselves.
yell to him, I'll fucking kill you if you don't distribute it correctly.
All right, crew.
Right.
Anchor's up. Let's get going.
All right, everyone hops back onto the boat, pushes out to sea again, and the
Nilrim,
party.
Sail, Archie. Let's go inside the quarters and have a chat about this.
Captain, we
You got
could
it,
leave the
Captain.
crew anchored here for a few days. We could go on our ship, come back. It'll take 6 days. I just,
What's the rush?
it's... I told you that Pono spoke to me, correct?
I know that you told me that, yeah.
Well, I assume this is something to do with it.
Hey, Pono spoke to you?
Normal nod. It wasn't like a big thing or anything. He just called me blessed child.
Listen,
Do you have your own god now? I thought you were down with the other guy, my guy.
exactly. That's my worry here, Nilrim, is that,
It's
we're
not-
already in deep with this drowned god of sales.
It's not God
and
versus
I'm-
God.
Well,
Nilrim.
yeah, with respect, Nilrim, you don't know anything about it, so...
With respect, you don't either.
That's true, but I'm not the one inflaming things here. The gods haven't always got on as far as I understood it. And, yeah, listen, the guy's gonna still be there. You can go and see him. We'll all go with you. You can make sure you don't get strung up and tortured or whatever the fuck this cleric probably does in his spare time. But we're not going to abandon our mission now. We're going to go around. We're going to go to Crob Strait. We're going to kill that Inquisitor. Then we can come back around and go to Alba.
I'm sorry, Captain. I didn't know you had 4 votes.
Well, I've got 2 votes, and in a split
I
situation.
vote with the captain as well.
There you go.
That's fair enough.
Sale, surely you don't want Nilrim getting involved with Ponos.
Of course I don't. It's like my wife bringing over her boyfriend. Like, I don't want another deity messing up in my business. It's going to complicate things. You're going to start a war in the heavens or however that works.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. People worship different people all the time, so
And how does that, you know what? The history of the world, I assume, from the one history book I've read, is littered with the corpses of people who believed in
Still,
different
you
gods,
learned
okay?
to read a few fucking weeks ago. All right, don't speak to me about the books that you've read.
Okay, I skimmed one children's history, okay?
We can continue this, but I will not have my private matters meddled with.
Well, yes, very good point, and I shan't interrupt the private matters of the 60 crew members of this ship, so you can go on your little foray to meet with your boyfriend.
That is correct. That is
Fair
why we'll
enough, yeah.
continue on the ship, the route.
Exactly. Let's go. Okay, I will pour us all a drink, and we can hang out in the quarters so there's no bad blood.
All right. And then we continue on the way. We're going to sail past Jamuba. And we will sail past Virix. We're not stopping in Virix yet, right? We're going all the way down to the next port.
I think I'd like to just maybe go past it slowly, though, and just have a little look with the spyglass.
Coming along the outer rim. You've not been past Virix before, so when you first pass by it, you're passing through on the inside like you normally do, and you'll see that there's like these huge mountain ranges that are like dirty and dusty and desolate and sort of barren. The very front of it is sort of lively and green, but the rest of it is just like row after row after row of mountains. Like if you fly across Nevada and you look out your window, I know that applies to like 2 people who can hear this conversation, but that sort of row and row and row of empty barren mountains with a small little town at the base of a very large river. And Wiley will point out to you as you sail past that much of the infrastructure on the island is on the other side, a little bit deeper in. And if you want, with your great sailing vessel here, with your 3 masts and your 40 seamen, you can come back around this area and take a look.
Yeah, let's do something like that. I just want to scoot past this little bay here and get a look at that.
Yeah. In through the with the spyglass, you can see that there's a nice big shallow bay in here. The water is probably shallow enough that your ship could fit, maybe, depending on the tides. You'd really need a closer look or some better charts, actual charts of this area. But there are 2 towns here, one against the mountains, one on the far side, and then everything else is just sort of like huge open farmland. You can see cows and herds of sheep in the distance, lots of corn and lettuce and carrots and potatoes and all the wonderful crops that you could ever possibly want in this like beautiful green lush semi-valley. And
It's like a nice place.
yeah, on the far side, you can see a little flag and a small tower in the great distance. Just the edge of your noticeable vision with your spyglass, flying the flag of the White Prince. And then beyond that, another range of mountains forested with trees beyond.
Okay, cool. I will sketch like a little map of the island.
Mm-hmm.
Where the towns are and the rivers, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, looks kind of like this.
Just get a little map.
Yeah.
And then sailing on.
Yep.
Okay. Onward we sail. Past Monshare, all the way down to Krob Strait. Okay. Our party is approaching Krob Strait. You sail around Monshare. You can see... Yeah. You can see that there is a White Prince's ship leaving Monshare, headed like angled inward, like it's gonna enter in towards the Midlands.
Okay. We will
about it.
slow our travel, or just maybe anchor for a day, just to give this thing time to get away from this area.
Yeah, it's headed away, and you can just slow your pace a little bit, take in some sails, and let it pass, or let it run away from you before making your way past it and then towards Krob Strait.
Yes. So last time we were here, we ignored their attempts to hail us. This time, we will follow them, but I will not before I look throughout the spyglass at the goblin side of the island.
Maybe, fraction of the town is still standing. It looks like there have been some sort of runaway fires in town. Probably goblins not taking proper safety precaution or not following the appropriate OSHA requirements, and most of the town is burned to the ground. A few buildings still stand. The dock has like a bunch of hacks made in it, like someone has been chopping up the dock for wood or ripping up boards of it. The whole thing is sort of in a state of decay and seems
There's no
relatively...
people there, though.
No. You don't even see any goblins there.
Well, okay. I don't comment on it. And we will slow down as we pass Crowtown and wait to be hailed.
Certainly. As you
As
come...
this is happening, I give the order to the people manning the ship, and I'll say to everyone, just be ready. This is going to, when it happens, it's going to go quickly. If you're a sailor, stay below deck when the fighting starts.
Everyone looks at you a little nervously. It's been a couple weeks out at sea. No real problems yet. But now the moment is upon you all. You're just gonna pull up to the dock, hop out, and master blast a couple of guys in the face?
We're gonna wait for the Inquisitors to turn up, and then Archie's gonna fuck him up. Archie, you ready for this? You know what you gotta do? When you see that stupid fuck
So
with his
ready.
helmet, I want you to cave it in.
Archie, I'm gonna make you 60% bigger. How's it make you feel?
How big am I now? Holy shit.
Wait, you casting it now? Or...
No. As soon
Yeah.
as we land and the Inquisitor's like walking his stupid ass on the ship, then I'll cast it.
Do we know how an anti-magic field works?
No.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it
find
might
out.
stop it, but might won't stop Archie.
Won't stop Archie.
I'm ready.
This seems dumb.
That's just your plan, wasn't
That's why it's dumb.
it?
Okay. They make the symbols, the flags that you should stay away from the other side, and they can head over towards the docks. And there's some dock workers there, ready to lasso your ship and bring it forward. And there's the harbor master.
We fly the Solomese flag, sorry.
Yeah, and there's the harbor master who's like looking at your ship and clearly like trying to take some notes on it as you approach, doing their due diligence. There is the Inquisitor with her, long golden flowing hair coming out from underneath her great helm, sword at her side, watching. Just
I've
kind
met this woman
what's
up
going
close,
on.
so I will stand back. So she doesn't get a great look at me.
Yeah. She's not really looking at your ship in particular. She's just sort of like, watching the docks as things come and go. You'll notice there's a bunch of soldiers with spears standing about, and you'll notice the little towns up and down the coast have a larger guard presence than the last time you were here. There's like each little collection of houses has at least one armed soldier watching the strait, looking across as if they're waiting for something to come for them. And sure enough, your boat pulls right up to the dock. The Inquisitor begins their studious meander in your direction.
Does she have a helmet on?
Absolutely. And following a few feet behind, just far enough to be out of range, is the apprentice, the squire, with the shield, the anti-magic shield.
Can we have a map for this? I wanna
Yeah, I'm
see, like,
bringing
how
one up
far-
right now.
Yeah.
Any?
We would have told Archie that he's probably going to be the one who meets the Inquisitor, goes out there like the captain, and then just kicks her ass? Or,
Yeah,
I don't know, how
it
do you
works.
want to do it? Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking more like Archie is just, like standing at the front of our ship waiting for her to come up because she knows me and the two of you are spellcasters, so I think...
Oh,
Yeah.
real quick. I obviously, last time I didn't have my brass knuckles on. I'm going to put those back on, so I'm changing my damage back to 1d6, right?
Just have your
nice.
hands in your pockets or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck is my dog? Okay. Party getting ready. Any last words? Any other spells to be cast?
I will say to Nilrim that he should, try and knock out the squire with the shield when the fighting starts.
He has an anti-magic shield. How am I going to get him?
Good point. I guess we do know how it works. Alright, I'll just being squire then.
Well, I assume whoever has the shield is just not going to be able to be magicked on. So as soon as Archie starts attacking, I'm going to fuck the wizard up.
Yeah.
All right. I can bring us to a map now. Took a moment to
How
load.
does this work? Fuck, never mind. I don't know how it would work. I was thinking, can I web the kid with the shield? But, I don't know how the... I don't know.
I mean, if it's an anti-magic shield, web probably wouldn't work. Right?
On it, yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
I assume anywhere he would go, the web would just go away.
Mm-hmm. So here is the Inquisitor, and let's grab your vessel. I'm sorry, Roll20 is just being like super painfully slow right now.
I forgot to announce this, but in preparation for this, could I take a dispel magic instead of water breathing?
Yeah, you would have had all the time you wanted to pick the right set of spells for this mission. I think your vessel will be pulling up like...
We'd probably
How
be
do we
docked,
fit?
right?
Yeah, your docking procedure will bring you... I actually think it is going to be just like this, is where you're going to pull up.
Okay, we set our thing here.
We'll get a nice little
sort of
I'll
gangplank.
have the men
behind
start
all of
taking
us.
out like barrels and stuff and like just start unloading, or are they
yeah.
allowed to or no?
Yeah,
Just like we're
totally.
traders, you know?
Yeah,
just
yeah, and-
full on.
Yeah.
trader.
The rest of the the dock workers, which I'm not going to bother putting on the map, will come and throw ropes over to your crew members, who will tie them around parts of the boat, and they'll slowly pull the boat against here.
Can you put the man with the magic shield?
Yeah,
on the
let me
map
get
too?
a squire then. I will add infantry guards if they reinforce, when they reinforce, I should say. Come on. And
Don't
Archie.
get feared, Archie.
Don't be afraid,
You
Archie.
can't be feared.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
Captain.
Archie's
I
fully
know
feared.
it's never gonna happen again.
Yeah, everyone's full HP.
Mm-hmm.
Ba-ba.
I can't edit my character. It's being weird.
Well, okay, there's the token. Here's little squire.
How
Standing
far is he?
right over here. Easy to get there within less than a round. And Archie will be the first one off the ship, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and as Archie gets off the ship, you can see the Inquisitor lays eyes upon giant 60% larger Archie.
No, he hasn't
and
been
He's not
enlarged.
cast
Yeah,
yet.
he's not
oh, I thought you
yet.
enlarged him already. No?
No.
Okay. Where are the drums on your ship? You have them,
Probably,
right?
like, back here.
Yeah, they're in the
Wait,
ship. Okay.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah. And you've got a cleric
We
and
all
a wizard.
Have armor on us.
Uh-huh. And everyone's got the armor spell, including all of the sailors, right?
Yeah. So it's not
So
weird.
the Inquisitor with her helm that can see these things can tell that everyone is enchanted upon this boat as it pulls up. So I guess the Inquisitor probably wouldn't have come out that far. Like, she would have walked in this direction, and then when she realizes, when it becomes clear that everyone on the ship is magically enchanted, she would immediately draw her sword and shield and stand here and call back, yell at the other people behind her that something is amiss. And the child will come forward with the shield and stand like right up behind her, close to her, as Archie steps off the boat. The other sailors here don't know what's going on. They haven't, the Inquisitor's doing some weird shit, but they're not interested. The dock hands don't know what's happening. They're just going about doing their job.
I'm moving my character as it would.
So
Yeah.
now I'm interested what this helmet is. Does it detect magic or does it detect casters? Because I didn't think it would be able to detect enchantments.
I can detect magic.
So then if you don't have any magic casts, you wouldn't know that you're a wizard.
Well,
Who knows?
Ring rates no ring.
she seems to be aware that there's something amiss when your ship pulls up. She seems to be keenly aware that something is not as it should be. And her sword is drawn, and she is ready. And when the first one of you steps off the ship, she calls out to you, "Who are you? Show yourself!"
We are from the Stormlight. Fuck, what's it called? Storm.
Weatherlight.
Right.
No, not
Stormtide
Weatherlight.
Stormtide Kingdom.
We're from the Stormtide Kingdom. Do not be afraid. We all have armor cast upon us. We are just simple traders. As you can see, our Solemnese banner. Are we not welcome on your docks?
I'm just here to take out the trash.
She is, with a natural 20 on the die, she is not buying any of this shit at all. And she says a word to the young person behind her, and they begin to approach in a slow combat walk down the dock.
Great.
I think it's time to roll
Enlarge
initiative.
energy.
Yeah.
Can I
It
get
is
my
time to
enlarge
roll
up there?
Yeah, you can get your enlarge as she's walking this way.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm not going to enroll that because I said it before you said roll initiative.
Right.
'cause I was-
That's fine.
Here we go.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to observe what's happening here from this position. So I like scooch like there.
Yeah, you can move wherever you want. You would have been
can
able
be
to
wherever you
position
want.
yourself appropriately before the battle started.
What's the height difference between this deck that I'm on and the dock?
The ship is let's see, this is a very large stone dock, so I think the lip of this ship is about even, so you're maybe 8 feet above right here.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did literally start it. I hope everybody realizes that.
Yeah, we came in
We
peace.
didn't do anything. We just wanted to sell our goods.
But she's not attacked us yet.
Okay. Wait, and perfect. Okay. Our fighter over here rolls a 6 for initiative, and will go first with the actually the child will actually just stand behind her with the shield. Yeah, it's a little late, and they will move forward together. The kid just following along. God, there's 2 of you. She
Archie's
knows
in
what's up. Archie's in front, and Archie's big, right? He's like... But the Inquisitor is going to move quickly. In a well-practiced, like, scuttle, she's going to try to get past Archie. Now, this is one of those areas where D&D gets a little bit weird, because it's turn-based, and if you guys are right here, if this was like a standard video
move.
game,
Yeah.
you know, she could just get up here or back here behind you. But D&D is a little bit more immersive than that. Archie's not just standing waiting for the Inquisitor to move. So if she wants to get to Nilrum, which she clearly does, I think Archie will inevitably block the way. Whoops, wrong order of operations here. And she will have to deal with Archie first. So,
What do you think, Nick? Plus 10 to hit?
I don't know, is she a cleric or a fighter? Neil just called her a fighter, so maybe, yeah.
well, she slashes out with an arming sword at Archie with a 14.
Ten.
You will, yeah, she will miss. You will miss your block on her as well. And then does she have sword and shield style? Ooh, but she doesn't have her shield equipped right now. It's fine. Your turn, Archie.
I will punch her.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, you catch her. You catch her sword with your fist as she tries to block it, and the back of the blade will run and slice into her. For how much damage? 6 points.
Plus and
Times
minus.
0.6.
7
she's
points.
She's fucked. That ball went down too far.
And I will
Offhand.
punch her again for a crit.
That does clear by 5. Yes.
No shield as well.
Yeah.
I will roll minimum
2,
damage, but
4,
plus
9.
7.
Still good.
Right. How'd you get? Oh yeah, so they both got by 1. Nice.
Oh, but it should be 8, not 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Not great for her. What are you doing, Captain?
Surely Captain's gonna jump off and attack, right?
Yeah, I am going to do a running jump off the ship. I'm going to land here, roll, because it's less than 10 feet, so that's fine, right?
As long as you pass your check.
Okay. Do I still have to pass a check if it's
Oh,
10
no, it's
feet,
less than 10 feet. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you
I will
leap
roll.
over the balcony, technically you're going to go over the 10-foot mark, so roll your acrobatics check. Oh.
Hey, wait, hang on.
Because you have
It's
to
not
jump.
over, it's not over 10 feet.
No, the deck here is 10, but then the railing you have to clear is at least 2 feet high.
All
Right?
what happens? Do I
Is
just
that-
take damage?
That's over 10 feet. Yeah, you'll just take D6 damage.
Yeah. That's
just-
fine. But isn't the ship? Okay, no, that won't help me.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
That's 1 point of damage.
You know, I sprained my ankle slightly. I jump back up to my feet. Does the boy turn around?
Is he gonna sneak attack?
The squire
Okay,
has a ready to action for when someone gets close to them. So shield and sword in hand, the squire will
Did he roll a
lash out.
perception check though? Because Nick jumped up from 10 feet, he wouldn't have been able to see. Right?
I
He
think
jumped down.
I think the squire would at least hear the person landing on the deck nearby on the thing, and the flurry of
Lot of
movement
people
from the
running.
side.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't think it's a sneak attack. It's okay. Let him do it this time.
All right. They don't notice
Wait,
until
what?
the last moment.
Oh.
That's a perception check on hand. It won't be a sneak attack, but you can get a flank on them as you like tuck and roll to their side.
Nice. Okay. My dagger does all my damage. So I assume the 11 misses.
The 11 does miss, but the
But then-
24 will sink all the way into the side of the young squire.
For
That's a crit.
2d4 damage. 3.
Oh,
Nick, let's go.
Yeah, nice 3 damage there. Oh well, it's almost enough. Okay.
Nilrum.
Norm cast
Ooh,
web down here.
Shit, god damn it. Sorry, Nilrum, to interrupt, but we have to roll
Good
back a little bit. Archie, when you went to strike her the first time,
Yes.
you were inside the zone of anti-magic and immediately shrank back down to normal size.
Oh,
Okay, so she gets 2
I
HP
forgot.
back then.
That.
3 HP.
It'll be 3 HP back, but yes. Okay.
Is that also
Am I-
armor?
Yes, that would mean Archie's armor spell is gone and Captain John Winter's armor spell is gone.
That's annoying.
I'll
I
uncheck
guess-
it in the character sheet.
And I think that
Web.
means her first attack would have hit you as well, Archie. Right? Because she rolled a
14?
And the block
14.
didn't matter, right?
No, you fucked up the block.
Yeah, the block was a piece of shit. So she actually would have hit you. I told myself over and over again to remember to shrink Archie, and then I got so excited I forgot. So you would have taken this damage, whatever that is.
Jesus
8.
Christ.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Critically
Just
important
no,
things here.
you should remember web needs to be like anchored on things. So if there's
Yeah,
if there's buildings down there, then it's fine. But,
There's also these posts and shit, right?
Yeah,
I
but they're only
suppose
like
so.
hip high. If you're just trying to stop people from walking, that might create a difficult zone through which to cross.
I want people not to be able to come up here.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna go for. 'cause
Yeah, then you can anchor between these things, and it'll at least create a space this high that is like a mess of webs.
I should be able to anchor between like all this shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can,
Okay, yeah.
if your web can reach that far, then it can do all that, that whole area.
My web is 90 feet. Well,
Or
it's
9
5
10 by
yards per
10s.
level. The web spell covers a maximum area of 8 10 by 10 by 10 cubes, and the web must be at least 10 feet thick. So a mass of 40 by 20 and 10 feet may be cast. Creatures caught within the web.
Yeah. So if we're doing 10
I
by
can do
10
90 feet.
cubes, we're doing 1 cube. Oops, the wrong size. One that comes to here.
As an anchor point?
Yeah,
1,
maybe.
2, 4. Yeah, so 8 cubes would come out like this. Actually, a little bit
That's
farther than that,
fine, yeah.
and block off this area.
Hey,
Yeah.
Neil,
I'll
I don't
drop
know if she has a magic weapon, but would she lose the damage bonus from her magic weapon and the attack bonus?
That's true.
Yes. The two.
That's why the squire stays back.
Yeah. That's why the squire normally stands back. So it would be 2 less on the damage,
And 2 less on the hit.
2 less on the hit, which was a 14, which dropped to a 12. So Archie wouldn't have been hit, which would be 40 HP. Okay, cool.
All right.
Man, so many magic effects.
It's a little weird, yeah.
Okay. And
My
you've
web
done
does
your
go off though, right?
your web spell does go off. Yes, the range of the shield does not extend to you. And Sail, you had not rolled into initiative, but we're watching at the end of the round. Is there something?
I did. I forgot to have my character selected. I rolled in with Dispel Magic. I was going to attempt to Dispel Magic with the shield. See if that would work.
Excellent.
Nice.
You need roll no dice. It fails immediately. It does Dispel Magic does not dispel the anti-magic.
We need an
gets
anti-magic
dispelled
shield, Nick.
by the
Yeah.
anti-magic.
Yeah,
How big is
I
this
thought
shield?
because it's like divine magic, maybe it'll work better.
No, not in this situation.
Damn.
It just fizzles entirely.
Well,
The
I don't
shield,
know.
the shield is like a nice big like Roman style tower shield.
Like a tower shield. Okay.
Yeah. Initiative. Our Inquisitor rolls very low, very poorly.
I'm gonna be rolling in with the dwarven dagger. Sorry, the bard's dagger.
Don't do something stupid, Nolan.
I am basically holding my initiative to the end of the round.
Sure. Are you
Very cool.
casting a spell?
Nope, I'm just ready to move and intercept if someone comes
Gotcha.
from somewhere.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, just adding some guardsmen that are reinforcing on this round. Unfortunately, they have been blocked by a web.
They're fucked, Neil.
That is their problem. I'll just roll in one of their initiatives because it's too many guardsmen to do individually. First one up is Archie.
Oh wait, I haven't rolled initiative yet. This
Oh.
turn, I'm so sorry. That's still from last turn. I got you though. Yeah, okay.
There you go. Archie's first.
And I will punch her.
Come on. Where's the 20?
16 clatters off her armor and falls to the side.
And offhand. Jesus Christ, Archie.
Blocked by the shield. You must be
He's
the
still
one they
wounded.
call the Crimson Fist, she says, sparring off.
Wait, she has no shield though. Just a heads up. I don't know if
Yes,
that's
still a miss. Yeah. Her AC is 18 without her shield.
Archie's a little bit
So-
thrown off by the getting enlarged and then immediately getting shrunken down again.
Also, might be the first time that Archie's missed both attacks. Truly a foe to be reckoned with.
No, I'm just gonna run over here. And throw his dwarven dagger at the kid for 6.
You were coming over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess probably up
Well,
on this
here,
deck
but
so you
yeah.
can see. Yeah. The dagger will clatter off the tower shield the squire holds.
Did the Squire not get an attack at me last time?
They had a readied action, so that was their entire initiative.
But
It's
then
just,
they didn't
you know.
turn fast
Oh,
enough to do it.
No, I thought I rolled it at you.
I don't think.
Oh, no, I rolled the
Did-
perception stack instead of the attack roll. I'm sorry.
Do you want? You can do it now if you want.
Yeah. Here you go. Oh my god, they got you. They actually did it.
Fucking
I-
blocked.
Christ.
Blocked though.
Well,
Oh,
never mind.
shit.
All right.
Nick.
2 in a row. Let's go.
Nice. All right, Captain John Winters, it's your turn. The squire has squared off with you now.
I blocked his attack with a smirk on my face as I drive my rapier through the back of his face. No,
Which is blocked by the tower shield.
no.
The dagger's blocked by the tower shield.
I got a second attack this round though, but at the end.
Right.
Oh yeah, Archie did too.
The guards will approach the webbed area and be a little like, what the fuck is this shit? One guard will venture forward to touch it and have to make a saving throw versus spell and probably get stuck. Yeah,
Yep.
immediately get stuck to it. Another one will help. These two will help to free them. The other guards will look for another way past. And I think that'll be a whole round for them to like discuss amongst themselves how they can get past these things. And I will roll a intelligence and a wisdom check for them. Let's see what they can come up with. Intelligence, wisdom.
Yeah, I guess in a world where there's no wizards, they probably don't know that they can burn it away.
Yeah, this isn't something that they would have normally dealt with. This area is usually fairly free of such magical effects, and it serves the White Prince to have the defenses to magic be sort of lost upon the regular citizens. That's what happens to dictators when they don't educate their population. The Inquisitor will go now and say to Archie, "You must be the one they call the Crimson Fists."
I'm glad you've heard of me. He'll say with a smile.
For the honor of his lordship, his highness, and his grace, I shall put you in the dirt. And she will swing at you. I have adjusted the attack rolls so that they no longer account for the magic.
I will attempt to block this.
Come on! The block is so sweet here. He fucking does it as well. I'll block
Yes.
Wait, does it? Oh,
That's
shit.
it. You need to hit
Yeah.
16, and you need to do it with lower than she did. So she brings the arming sword up and down onto your shoulder, and you just like stop it with a single, what do you call it? Brass knuckle, and the sword like cuts into it, splitting the brass somewhat, and just holds it in place. Would you give me an opposed strength check as well, Archie? Since you're like just stopping it with your hand.
Oh my, are you fucking kidding me, Neil?
Yeah, so you like hold it here, and then the weight of it will just like sort of slump you to the side, and she will drag as the sword is like stuck into your brass knuckles, like drag it off of your hand. And one of your hands, you can pick which one, but I think you're ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter mechanically, will be brass knuckle disarmed.
How are we gonna do this mechanically?
When you roll damage, then we will just roll a smaller damage die. Yeah, and we'll do it on your ambidextrous, so on your offhand offhand attack you make. And we go to second attacks. Archie.
Okay.
I'm obviously doing this with the one that still has a brass knuckle.
Totally.
Dude.
She definitely dodges. Nilrum, second throw. Do you have a second dagger?
No.
Captain John Winters.
Oh, did
I
Sale
need to
roll
die.
initiative at all? Shit.
I did.
He's waiting. Yeah.
13, get me anything?
No, not through the leathers that the kid is wearing, plus the shield and the shield proficiency. No dice.
I'll tell Sale. Sale, can you just go pick up the kid and throw him off? Get the shield away from him. Well, this will be easy.
Yeah, I'll attempt to do that. Seems like a plan.
Yeah. So you're gonna throw yourself off the boat and tell me more.
How? So let's say I were to leap from here to here, relatively carefully. What is that kind of like? What kind of roll is that going to be?
So-
or like I walk around.
If you jump off and you do not have a tumbling proficiency, you're going to take d6 falling damage. If you want to walk around, then you will end up like next to the Inquisitor in some way, shape, or form. And if you do like a weird tackle, you might be exposing yourself to an opportunity attack or something. But if you like jump off and come from this angle, then you're behind her and she wouldn't see it, and you wouldn't be exposing yourself to anything from her.
Yeah. So 8 feet, is that like enough? I think that's
Yeah,
enough to-
you've got enough height that you could make this distance no problem. But you will take
But I'll
d6 falling.
Yeah, I'll take the damage, and I will attempt to physically overpower the kid with it.
Easy peasy.
Wait, he has a weapon, right?
Yeah, you will provoke an opportunity attack from the squire when you like try to tackle them, but whatever, it's just a kid.
Yeah, I'll try to overbear him.
Yeah, you take 1 damage as you fall and like smash your knee as you land, and one of your knees hits the cobblestones below. You throw yourself at this person, easily grabbing hold of them, but they will get an attack of opportunity against you, which is a wild miss. They're too busy focused on John over here. And give me an opposed strength check against the person with 9 strength. Yeah, you just like collide with them. You clear by 9. You can easily shove them to the edge of this area. Are you trying to throw them off?
Yeah, I would try to throw him off into the sea.
Okay.
Or, well, I guess it's in the bay.
Yeah, they will, as always, they get a saving throw to be avoid the last chance to be avoid being thrown off. Is there something else you were going to say?
Like, do I suspect that he's like wearing enough armor to where it'd be hard for him to swim without dropping it all? He would
The
definitely have to
leather
drop a shield.
armor that they're wearing would slow their swimming, but they wouldn't sink. The shield, which is held by them right now, would have to be dropped. Otherwise, they would sink.
Yep, gotcha. Okay. So the shield's out of the picture if he goes down. Got it.
Right, yeah. And here comes the saving throw for the kid to see if they can like catch themselves from being thrown, maybe on one of those like little pylons that ropes are held onto, or maybe if they can just dig their feet in at the very last moment. They want above a 17. Natural 20.
Jesus.
You
fucking-
slide them to the edge, and they hold. They hold.
I still have a grip over him though.
Totally. You're still grappled. They cannot make any sword attacks except against you. And even then, I think the arming sword is too long for this hand-to-hand combat. But the Inquisitor will get her second attack at the end of the round against Archie. And maybe, just maybe, I can pull another 20.
You're on your fifth 20. Something absurd.
Yeah.
15 will hit Archie, but not crit
I don't have
Archie.
armor.
For 4 points of damage. It is paltry. And I think
Initiative?
we roll initiative, yeah. The kid is no longer doing the dance with the Inquisitor, so they will roll at their own initiative.
Do I just say I wanted to try throw him back in? Do I just do another unarmed attack? Or...
Yep, initiative at +3, and then it'll just be an opposed strength check because you're already holding on to them.
Yep, awesome.
Does everyone roll? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, all right. Archie is first, as usual.
With my brass knuckled hand, I will punch.
Nope.
And with
It's
the
her
brass knuckled hand, I will punch.
Shh.
No.
Sail. Give me that opposed strength check.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna
What do they roll?
destroy this kid's life.
Woo! Yes, you will.
Oh my god. I think I said they have 9 strength.
Yeah.
Yep. No dice. You topple them over the ledge. I'm gonna give them a. Do they? They do not hold on to you and cling to you. They don't drop their sword and try to grab you to save themselves. You just shove them over and they topple into the water and disappear with a splash. Captain John Winters
And Nilrum.
and Nilrum.
I will back attack the knight
Excellent.
with a fucking 17 back attack.
The 17 will do it. Yeah, you'll slip past that armor and skewer them, getting to that fleshy
great.
bits. Ah! She crawls out. Only a true creature of chaos would stab someone in the back. Cowards.
You better believe it.
Nilrum,
Lightning bolt goes down.
did you roll in to cast lightning bolt at the
I did.
beginning of the round? Okay. So you just got lucky that Sail beat you in
literally no matter
initiative.
what, I was going to cast it here
Oh,
because I
man.
wasn't going to cast it that way because it would fuck
Yeah.
with the web. So, yeah.
Oh,
So here's
right.
66.
Wait, so is Sail getting lightning bolted here?
Yes.
Yes.
I am.
Okay.
Saving throw versus spell.
I think.
Fuck.
What do I
It's on your character
combat
sheet.
tab?
Yeah.
On the HP, the bottom one.
found it?
Nice.
You'll take half damage, Sail. The Inquisitor will take full damage and just get like blasted off the side. And her body will splash into the water.
Well, wait.
Am I
don't
taking
think
10 or 11 damage?
We'll just have to
10.
go back and get that stuff.
Okay.
We know it's down there, you know,
Uh-huh.
it's not going to go anywhere. It's not the open ocean even, it's just the strait, so.
Nilrum will yell out, White Princess men, stand down and lay down your arms. Or I'll do that to you. You have 10 seconds.
Quickly.
I'll-
Quickly.
Yeah.
Morale checks around. These 4 back off. This one has managed to get himself
shoot
stuck
magic
in the
missiles.
web as well. This one is desperately trying to pull the friends out.
Can I pick up my brass knuckle?
Yes, you can.
For the people backing off, can I magic missile them? 60 feet plus 10 feet per level, 120. Sorry, 60 yards plus 10 yards per level, 120
You can get
yards?
one magic missile off before they are out of range. Yes. Are you gonna do all on one or one on?
Yeah, all on one.
Okay.
All on the one in the back, and I'll yell, "Stop now, or I'll do more."
Okay. Roll some die. 8 points of damage will almost do it. The magic missiles rip through the guard, who like falls flat on their ass as they bleed from various holes across their body. The other ones will come to a stop. There's still a web between them and you all, so it's okay. Don't worry, there's just a web there.
I'll call out the Nilrum like, what the hell? You told me to go tackle the guy, and then you zap me? What's wrong with you?
Sorry, I genuinely didn't mean to. We had to get rid of the person. Now let's deal with these soldiers, and I'll show you true apologies at the bar.
Just hold off on the web for a second. I'd like kick off my shoes and dive into the water.
I'll yell to them. All of you come back to the web spell. None of you will have harm on you.
John, you can see the squire is struggling with the shield that is strapped to their arm and is weighing them down to the bottom of the water. They've already dropped their sword and they have no means with which to cut the shield away and are just like panicking against it.
Is he sinking?
Yeah. Do you
Is
save
he,
the squire's life?
Can I, yes, I will, if I can.
You can. Yeah.
Let it be known, Nilrim didn't specifically say, I promise you no harm. Okay? I won't harm you.
All right. You can cut the squire free and they will surface and come to the top, dragging themselves onto the little dock here, heaving, coughing, sputtering up a little bit of water, and then just like laying flat.
Put up a good fight, kid. I'll like take his sword off him and throw it into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Nilrim
Can
will,
wait, sorry, just before. The shield, is it so heavy that I can't swim back up with it?
Definitely.
I feel like
way too heavy.
How much is it? Isn't it only like 20 pounds?
16,
Yeah,
16
but
pounds.
you should the swim up records for like holding weights are surprisingly small.
Just get Archie to take it to the shore.
Mm-hmm.
We could just tie a rope around it, pull it up, drag it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that later. All right, this person. I pull a bit of rope and I'm just gonna tie that hands now.
Nilrim tells the White Prince's men to form a line and drop your items.
Mm-hmm.
Do they?
Yeah, they rolled a 17 on their morale check. High is bad, low is good. They needed a 9 or lower to succeed, so a 17 is an
lightning bolts
astounding failure.
21
you say
damage rips through the line.
Real. That's a
Oh
lie.
my god.
He's lied. I can't
No.
believe it.
He didn't promise.
He crossed his fingers behind his back.
yeah, the only two that might. Oh wait, hold on. There's a third one that has more than 11 HP. Yeah, they all are obliterated and die.
Okay. It's a
Well.
beautiful thing.
Well,
Let's
The spell, I assume, is fucked up.
any other reinforcements have seen what have happened and did not bother with the reinforcing and have fled into the city. The party has the dock.
I'll
Right.
walk over to Nilrim and say, a mighty fine shot with that bolt. I wish you had better aim when I was in the firing line. I'll
Well,
crack
it's
my
easier
fingers.
when they'll fucking line up for you like a bunch of fucking dummies. What do they think? We're gonna be honorable?
There's no honor among thieves. I'll like crack my fingers and be like, are you ready to make some art? And then I'll
Hey.
walk over and start dragging bodies around.
Yeah,
You
Captain,
two,
sorry.
stop arguing. While the web's still here, let's get this stuff out of the water.
The web is burning, but well, I assume it is.
Can
Yes,
I get
yes.
Archie to come with me, and we're gonna tie a rope around the shield and like the helmet and drag it back up.
Absolutely. It's an easy thing to tie a rope around the shield. You just swim down, fasten it around one of the loops through which your arm goes, and haul it back up. The helmet you can probably swim up with yourself. And
Yeah, I
make
mean,
it to
we'll
the
bring.
surface.
At some point, I'll ask like Sail, do you not want to get the Inquisitor's body so you can give it to the drowned one?
I'll like look longingly at the corpses, like but my art, Captain, and then I'll dive in and try to find the Inquisitor's body.
Koibu, there is no way you could beacon a anti-magic shield item, right?
How would you enchant it that
How
way?
would you beacon some? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this shield and the helmet, as long as they're together, are free magic items for us that can't be tracked.
In fact, any magic item near the shield.
Wait, the Inquisitor's sword as well, Neil. I don't forget about that.
Sure. You grab the Inquisitor's sword.
It's not a rapier, is it?
No, it's an arming sword.
How sad.
Mm-hmm.
What's my penalty with an arming sword? -2.
Yes.
+2 damage to
The
lose an
sword
attack.
is probably beaconed right now.
To lose a second attack.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. It's probably beaconed. I still keep it on me for now.
Yeah.
Were there like people watching?
Absolutely. There's a whole town over here, and a whole coastline, and there's little fishermen out in boats. And I mentioned earlier that there were dock workers who were helping like attach your boat, and they've just backed off to this like to this backside over here, away from the fight, and scurried, on these docks before, whenever there was an opportunity in the battle to get the fuck out of the way. So there are many witnesses to this.
Dorm will scream out, let it be known, this island is no longer owned by the White Prince, and the Crimson Fists have freed you. I am their Wraith of the Dardannes, Nilrum.
Nice one.
And he'll put his hood up and let his long flowing robes just power behind him. Yeah, and he walks back to the captain.
All right, we need to make our way to the Inquisitor's office. We should all go together to avoid any incidents.
Oh, he'll also scream out, "Pray to Pono, so your suffering may be as swift as these lot." And he'll point down to the people.
I'll come over back to my ship and I'll shout. Like I'll walk back up here and I'll shout down there. I'll say, "There's a wounded man over here. Somebody get the Inquisitor's squire onto the ship and give him medical attention."
Yep.
So,
One of the NCOs grabs the kid along with a couple of other sailors, ties them up to one of the masts, so they can't go anywhere, but then also treats their wounds. As the four of you, the raiding party, will come on land and look for the Inquisitor's office. It is not hard to find. It is in the central area just off of this dock. And you can see inside, like, as you're approaching, is someone who's leaving the office with, like, bundles underneath their arms and just, like, chugging. Throw your magic missile.
Yeah. I'll shout halt at him as magic missiles go down.
Ooh.
You there, stop!
Yeah, the magic missiles rip through the head, back, and shoulders, and they do come to a stop as they pitch forward in the earth, scattering documents everywhere.
Help me with this stuff. I'll run over there and start grabbing the paperwork before it gets blown away in the wind.
Mm-hmm. You can start.
Do any soldiers come out to attack us? Or are we given sort of free reign here?
For the moment, you have free reign. Who knows if they are regrouping and recollecting themselves? Maybe there are other soldiers or knights nearby. But for now, no one's here.
Well, I want to grab the paperwork. I want to look in the office and grab anything else that seems important in there. Get the squire, get the Inquisitor's body, and leave, I think.
If you're just grabbing the stuff out of the Inquisitor's office and taking off, then I want you to give me a perception check and a wisdom check. One to see what you can find, and one to see how quickly you can judge the importance.
Yeah, can we have the best perception check? I don't mind rolling the wisdom if it's me that's making the calls.
Wisdom checks?
Yes, the best perception check and best wisdom check of the group is perfect.
Okay, well, I'm 12 and 8, so I doubt I'm best for anything.
Sale, you can roll the wisdom.
Yeah,
I have 12
16
perception. You're probably the best at perception, I think, no?
I'm 9 perception. It's my dump
Sorry.
stat.
Nix.
No, I'm 8.
Oh, Archie?
It's the eye patch.
I believe I'm 8 too.
Okay, I'm 12, so here's my 12. 29.
Nice.
And Will failed.
Sorry, I'm
All
actually
right.
12, but yeah, it's fine.
So you can quickly find all the valuables tucked away in here. There's a desk, there's some chests, there's some things on the walls, there's a stack of keys over here. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and Nilrum finds all the things and drags them out. PotatoMcWhiskey, Sale, is in charge of sort of deciding which of these papers in a hurry that you're going to need, judging by the writings on them. And sales literacy is pretty brand new. They should be the right person to perform this operation, but there's some key words here and there that go missing. So you grab.
I keep misreading import as important.
You come up with all the ledgers of imports and exports, but you missed the top secret labeled documents.
I don't want to interfere with what you're doing there too much, Neil, but I don't think we're being too discriminate here. I mean, I assume it's not a massive office. We've got a big ship. There's 4 of us. I don't think we're not being too selective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. You grab everything that your arms can carry.
Yeah. Sure.
And book it back to the ship and hop on and take off like right away before anyone has a chance to regroup? Or are you...
I want to ask one question before then. Are there any townsfolk meandering about?
No one is meandering. Everyone has fled the area or is maybe like watching through shutters or behind a door, poking around a wall.
I'm gonna yell out, I need a townsfolk out here, or I'm gonna start going door to door. I just need one person who's brave enough to come talk to me. You will not be harmed, I promise.
Literally no one.
Okay, Noram goes to a door and he knocks it open. I'm not killing anybody. I let the party know.
Well, I put a hand on your shoulder. Noram, don't kill any townsfolk.
I tell you, I'm not planning on it. I knock the door open.
5 minutes later, and the whole town is dead.
No,
you're not planning on it, but that, language.
That's not the same as saying I'm not going to do it.
That's true.
You open the door, and right standing before you is a strong man with a baseball bat who raises it as you come into his house.
I put my hand up. I'm not going to hurt you.
Back!
I just need to know.
Back, pirate!
You need to let me speak, Norm says. I just need to know if the Inquisitor has chosen any children on this island. And who they are.
The Grand Inquisitor?
I nod.
They were here last year.
So there's no children who've been chosen?
No.
I nod. Give him a thumbs up. Thank you.
All right, let's go.
We'll leave. May Ponos be with you, I tell him.
As you walk, you can see the bat sort of drop and the head cocked to the side and like a confused grunt coming out of them. But what do you want with the children? Comes the call from the wife inside.
I'll call back. We're trying to save them from the Inquisitor and the White Prince.
And as quickly as they came, the party, with now the loot of the Inquisitor's office, including a shield of anti-magic and a helm of not really sure, helm of seeing of some kind, gather onto the ship.
I want you to know, if that NPC didn't stop talking, Norm would have magic missiled him.
I know you would have. You sick
but
fuck.
He did stop, so.
The only thing I would like to do before we leave is to make sure that I offer all these bodies, I throw all these bodies into the water and offer them, assuming nobody's around, like within earshot to hear me say the name. And then I would also try to offer the body.
When I see you doing that to the Inquisitor's body, I'll say,
the Inquisitor's body is sunk to the sea.
No, I said we pull it out.
Oh, you pulled it out. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Sale, I'm not here to tell you how to do whatever it is you're doing here, but didn't you say something about heads being sent to the White Prince?
Oh, that's a good point. And I'll use my butchering skill to begin to cut off the Inquisitor's head. And it's going to be really nice.
Give me a butchery check to see how clean the cut is, if that is your desire. Oh my god.
It's
a 31.
Her hair is still blow dried.
It's just nice and trimmed all the way through, almost mechanical, almost like, butcher shop level quality with the right tools. And you can haul the head onto the ship with you, or the whole lot of you turn and head out down the strait and off. More adventure.
Off we go. Yeah, and I think the plan now is go back to the base and then we'll go back to the base and then take the the base is on the way, so we drop the big ship off at the base and then take the other smaller ship because we'll need to get back against the tide to get back to the base. Yeah.
Good idea. Are we able
How
to
much
wrap
does
it
an
up?
Inquisitor head weigh? I'm adding it to my character sheet.
20 pounds, bowling ball.
Absolutely. I've got the sword, the helmet, and the shield on my character sheet, but I've not put any weights because they're just going to be on the ship in my room.
That's fine.
Oh, actually, maybe I should use one of these as my captain's quarters.
Head is 7%, 7.3% of your body mass. And her, oh, she was short. She was 4'11" and 86 pounds. She was tiny.
Calling it 8 pounds.
6.3 pounds. We'll just call it 6 pounds. Yeah.
All right, I got a 6-pound head in my pocket.
God, she must have rolled really low on her height weight dynamics to be 4'11" and 86 pounds. She's
Small.
real slender. Real
Are we
short.
able to get back to the base and get to the island and hear the quest? Well, I assume it's the quest.
I mean, maybe that's better done if Neil's got time to prep for it. But yeah.
7.
I assume he knows what he wants to say. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get back to your base if that's where you're headed, without any more encounters along the way.
Oh, okay.
Assuming that you're not stopping to pirate any ships that you pass. But there's no like magic fish. There's no terrible storm that is dangerous. There might be high winds or large waves, but your vessel is especially seaworthy.
We also need to neutralize the beacon on the sword, or just keep it next to the shield. Actually,
We're gonna keep it next to the shield right now, and we're gonna put that in the silver-lined room.
No, but I'm talking about on the ship.
On the
Neil,
ship,
does
yeah.
the shield work if it's not being held?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So I just keep the shield, the sword, and the
Well,
helmet all next to
and
each
this-
other in
this
my
will-
captain's quarters.
Present a problem because the aura will extend through walls, and as you bring it on the boat and wherever you store it, and as the crew moves back and forth, almost everyone on the ship will very quickly have their armor spell negated on them, as they at some point they come within the radius of the anti-magic shield. Wait a minute, I think it's only temporarily reduced though.
I think that the armor spell should be gotten rid of if it goes through. I think that is a super small nerf to how good we're running it right now. I don't even think the armor spell should last permanently, but
It is permanent, Neil, so it would only be temporarily dispelled, I believe. Same as beacon.
But it's not a permanent spell. It just its duration is usually damage based. But if it's disrupted, it's not like it's permanent magic. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's a slight difference.
just make it go
between-
away. If
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're all fail and fizzle.
that's fine.
And soon the whole crew will be non-magically enchanted.
Okay. But I make sure that any beacons are not firing. That's my priority.
Yeah.
So the last time this beacon will have been seen is on this island.
Yes, if you stack the stuff together, the anti-magic
Yeah.
aura should hedge out all beacons.
Well, I double check it with like having Nilrim or casting large on someone,
Mm-hmm.
and then having them walk next to the shield when it's not being wielded, just to make sure that it does still work when it's not
Yes.
being wielded. Otherwise, I'll have someone hold it the whole time.
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah, okay.
it is fine.
I'll also express to the crew that I want to test Call Lightning on the shield at some point.
Test it how?
Like, just try to shoot near it and see if it goes
Yeah.
off.
Well, we can take some downtime when we get back home.
Yeah.
We have to go
Work
see
it out
the
there.
player captain ASAP.
Yes. Sure, Nilrim. Thank you for being patient.
Yes.
Why are you so eager to get a less impactful god, Nilrim?
Normal smiley.
So we drop the crew off at the base, and then drop the big ship off, and then we'll take our small ship to
Yeah.
Abba, or whatever it's called.
Alba Island. Yeah,
Alba.
and I think this is probably the appropriate place for us to wrap up for the day. I don't think we'll be able to get through all the fun stuff over there in 10 minutes.
Sense.
So instead of just ending on the spot, in the last 4 sessions, our party has overthrown the White Prince's presence very directly on 2 of the 60 Outer Ring islands. Now, to Sail, this has one set of meanings. Sail is sort of bound to Rohi, whatever Rohi may be, to do these things. What about the rest of you? Mostly I'm not concerned, but I'm curious as to how Archie feels. How much animosity do you have towards the White Prince, Archie? And how much love for Rohi do you have that would further empower that animosity?
It's conflicting. I mean, the White Prince has obviously been in our way a lot, and we saw a lot of the fucked up shit that the White Prince has been doing. As for the love for Rohi, I don't think I'm quite there yet, so to speak. Oh, I haven't really seen any impact of what he's given me since I've, had my pact with him. But Archie's pretty set on the quest of getting rid of the White Prince, not necessarily because of Rohi, but more necessarily because it's what his crew wants, it's what the captain wants, it's what Nilrim wants, and it's what Sail wants.
Good team player.
Yep.
Okay. Nilrim, we know you have a hunger for what the White Prince has, a fountain of youth, supreme power. Are you excited to overthrow the White Prince? Is that even something that he really wants, or is it just like incidental? Like you want his stuff, but you don't even give a shit about him?
Nilrim more wants his shit, and it seems like the group of people that he's rolling with right now are kind of just letting him do what he wants for the most part. They have some qualms, but overall, he kind of just gets to do what he wants. They're going towards his goal of attaining eternal youth, and he's at the same time causing suffering and lifting some people from suffering. So he feels like, what he's doing, the god that he was meant, he feels like, to work for, some justice.
So it's not personal for you, it's just business.
Yeah, it's just business.
Got it.
But he does like his crewmates a lot. And
Yeah.
I think his time in Redport with the captain was pretty eye-opening for him, and he enjoyed it.
And Captain Winters, for you, is it business or is it personal?
I kind of feel like John's kind of just got swept up in this idea of overthrowing the White Prince. Like originally, I was stranded here, then I was being hunted, then I started to make some money, and I've just had a taste of what it means to rule and have people sort of bowing before me and stuff like that. So that feels all really good. I kind of feel like John understands that none of this happens without Nilrim and Sail, and the cost of their help is to go along with their goal of, destabilizing the White Prince. So John's along for the ride, but I'm, as a glimpse into what he's thinking about, that vision that Sail described of someone in dark robes being on a throne doesn't fill him with a great deal of optimism for the future, because he knows that he wouldn't let anyone else sit on the throne if he was still around. So it doesn't really bode well for what's going to happen in the future, but I guess we'll see.
So, Sail, just by the conversations that you've had with people, you would have picked up these sort of sentiments from people. And you've been more or less tasked with this unholy quest. You can tell that the rest of your crew is going along with it for the time being, but only because it sort of serves their business purposes or because they're doing it out of, fealty to you. Are you going to be able to bring them along this way? Or do you think that maybe just releasing the outer ring from the White Prince's grasp will be enough? Like, do you need to go all the way? And how will you get the crew to go with you all the way?
I think if I'm going to get the crew to go with me all the way, it kind of depends on the approach. I feel like the friendship with Archie is probably like strong enough to where Archie could be convinced, like not compelled, like it'd be like, listen, Archie, we got to take this the whole way. You know what I mean, dude? We can't just stop at the outer rim. We gotta take this like all the way. With Nilrim, it would probably have to phrase in a way in which I was still useful to Nilrim towards his goals. For example, all I want, Nilrim, is to be unbound. You can have the fountain youth. I'm out of here. Second, we're done. With the White Prince, I'm outie. And then with the captain, it's probably somewhere in between those two things. It's sort of like convincing the captain that I'm the more stable of the two spellcasters, which can be difficult at times, and also observing the captain's like desire to be in power and maybe in like sort of playing on those things to say, well, Captain, you know, like if the White Prince wasn't here, you could have your own, like you could have 5 islands, you could have 10 islands, you could have them all. Total freedom, total money, whatever you want to do, you're practically like a god among men. Lady Nightingale will pay tax to you, Captain. You know, that's
That's what I want to see. Yeah, that's the world I want to live in.
Right. Well, you're gonna have. It sounds like you've got a good approach, but you're gonna have some work cut out for you if that is your will. If this whole White Prince thing will ever actually fully come to pass, and maybe it won't, but it's definitely gonna be up to you to drag the rest of your crew along with this divinely inspired quest, unholy inspired quest.
Yeah, I like divine, unholy divine. I do think that there will be a major conflict at some point where like goals misalign, and it's probably going to have to do with the Ponos quest line, unless I can figure out whether or not like does Rohi care about other gods. I do have a plan for if we meet the cleric as a group to not like mess things up, but just to kind of like test the waters to see how Ponos would get along with Rohi.
I'm very interested in that plan, but I think we will save that for next time we play.
I'll DM it to you.
Questions from the Patreon?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Bring them on.
Has John Winters ever had a religious or divine experience?
Well, most notably when we were on the ship rowing back, and you said Rohi, and I feel like, you know, we almost got dragged under the sea. So there was that. It's a pretty divine experience. In terms of the rest of his life, no, not really. I think he's been pretty lawless, pretty evil in his past life as a pirate. And I know it might not seem it now, but I think maybe John's a little bit more moral now than perhaps he was earlier in his life. So no, I don't think he's not really a godly man. Just someone who has a healthy respect for the divine.
I think this question is probably for Koibu, they said. In the last episode, in your telling of how the White Prince evaded the assassinations from Magic Fish by sitting in his bathtub of life, however, the general population doesn't really believe in the Fountain of Youth. So do people just view this as White Prince propaganda, or is it something else?
There's a difference between people not knowing about the Fountain of Youth and people disbelieving the Fountain of Youth as a true story. You know, if President Biden showed up one day and he was like, someone tried to kill me, but don't worry, the U.S. Army has like secret medicine and secret antibiotics that we use for, you know, poison attempts against, you know, KGB agents. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds plausible. U.S. government's got some sort of like secret medicine that they save for just the president. I buy it 100%, you know? So I think that's more or less what the people here would believe. These sort of otherworldly, divinely inspired powers who have been around far longer than their natural lifespan and who are connected to the gods themselves. They say they have a Fountain of Youth. Yeah, that checks. I didn't know that. Cool. Fountain of Youth.
Another question for Koibu. I know you tweak a lot of mechanics to improve gameplay and realism, and I know you also like to work within the existing world paradigms to come up with clever ways people would use items, creatures, etc. So my question is, what world building tweaks or paradigm hacks are you most proud of?
Wow. Nice question.
And all right, it's a two-part answer here. The first is the brutal honesty that I've been playing with my own house rules for so long that I can no longer remember what's a house rule and what's not. I have modified the system so thoroughly that I think the rules that I come up with, sometimes on the fly, sometimes rules I've been playing with for years, are like written in stone in the player's handbook. And I just say it with authority like, oh yeah, it's totally this way. And sometimes they're not true. The things I guess I would be most proud of that I'm aware are actually tweaks that I've made and not rules that I've forgotten are rules and think are house rules would be the modifying of Thaco. originally second edition D&D, because it was made by a bunch of, I like to pretend a bunch of people hopped up on drugs in the 80s, because that's the only way that the systems make sense. You have a combat stat called THAC0, which means to hit armor class 0. And you take this number, and when you roll to hit, you subtract your enemy's AC from this, and then you want to roll that or better. Because according to the rules as written, your AC starts at 10 and then gets lower, and the lower AC you have, the better. Negative 10 AC is the best AC in the game, except for, I think Gold Dragons have negative 11. And so if you have 14 THAC0 and your enemy has minus 1 AC, then you subtract minus 1 from 14, so you need a 15 to hit them. It's a terrible approach. You shouldn't have to subtract one number from another number and then roll higher. You should just say, my AC is here, I've rolled to hit above that. It's so much simpler. Why would you do it any other way? So that very obvious adjustment, making AC start from 10 and go up, and getting rid of THAC0 and just giving you an attack bonus that starts and goes up is my most favorite approach. It's not particularly the most clever, but it turns 2E from a game that is very difficult for new people to pick up into a game that is much, much easier to pick up and walk around with.
Two more quick questions. We'll save some for next week. Question for Mr. Moon: does Nilrim hate his old master? Short answer, no. He just felt a little scammed that he's getting to go to like become a wizard, but you have to work for me for like 20 years in like indentured servitude. So Nilrim doesn't hate his master. He just saw an opportunity to get the fuck out, and he did. And the last question for Koibu: now that the sword was sacrificed, could we get details on what its stats were?
What?
The
Paladin sword.
The paladin sword. Well,
Or
not
the knight's sword.
but
Yeah.
the knight's sword that glue.
Glue.
Glowed?
Sorry, glowed. Yeah, glowed.
Oh, the one that you sacrificed to Rohi. Right.
Yeah.
It took me like 5 minutes to figure it out. No, I actually can't tell you what it is. This is one of those.
Shit.
This is maybe one of the rules, maybe not like a mechanical rule, but like a DM perspective rule that I really enjoy. Is I always want to put my players in a position that if they do something, they get to know and get all the rewards, but if they don't go down a path, then that path is just going to be an unknown. And the hope behind that is that it will cause people to go after the things they're actually interested in. So there's no like, oh, you didn't do this thing, here's the spoilers for what it would have been. It's just going to remain like a darkened mystery until such time as it is discovered. And that way players won't be like, oh, I want to know what's over there, but mechanically it's better for us to do this thing, and I'll just like get my answers later in years.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And that way the players, if they want to know something or figure something out, if like the players are curious, hopefully it motivates their characters to have curiosity and to follow down unoptimal paths just to like satiate their knowledge. So spoilers like this, I prefer not to give out unless there's
Short
mitigating
answers
reasons.
get fucked.
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
All right. If you want to name something on our ship, or name one of the crew members, I think we have 40 new crew members to name, and they might get called out, whatever. Go on the Patreon. If you are a $3 per month tier or above, there's a new post there, or in the Discord. Check it out. Put a name in there, one per person, and I'll ship it over to Koibu and he can start naming some NPCs.
Nice.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We'll
Great
be back
session.
in 2 weeks.
Thanks for watching.
Yep. Come to the Reddit thread. Post some questions. And yeah, see you next week.
Ciao.
No, not next week. Not next week, right?
Week after.
Week after.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.